Yeah, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Blue Stand. We're going to talk about the Chelsea and you get plus everything else, Premiership. We'll talk about the Salford game coming up tomorrow as well. Let me just song down on the reception. That's better. Yeah, so welcome, people. Yeah, this is the Blue Stand. We're going to talk about. I know we've been talking about the Chelsea Man U game since it finished. Everyone was really upset. I was going mad after the game because we should have won it. I've calmed down a little bit, but I was really, really angry because we couldn't hold a 1-0 for 1 minute. We hold up. I think it was 1 minute left when they scored, or 3 minutes, something like that. Anyway, but we should have hold on, but we didn't. Instead of carrying on the way we were playing, we Chelsea just ran back. We all sat back and gave them the chance. And you see Ten Hag on the sideline in his hands, just put the ball in because he knew we couldn't hit the ball out. So that's what they did. And the marking there was no marking in there. We can't rely on Thiago Silva every single game to get us out of dangerous spots. He wasn't there. Ben Chilwell was the nearest one to Casemiro. He should have at least get in his way, do something, but he didn't. He's too scared to get injured again. Very bad performance from him. And I'm going to mention the other players with the panel when they come on. I have with me Chelsea Dan at the moment. I'll bring him in a second. And for me, formation, it was wrong from the beginning. You got it wrong. 3 at the back doesn't work. It doesn't work for Chelsea. With at the moment with these players we have, it doesn't work. But the good thing, he spotted it. Before half-time, Potter spotted it, he changed it. And once Cover came on, we started playing better. Because Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek, for me, they never work. They can't work together in the midfield. Doesn't happen. The front, Sterling, I was surprised he started the game. He's been off form for a while. Shouldn't have started the game. That was a wrong decision for me. He absolutely did nothing. When he tried, he couldn't make the pass to a Chelsea player. He passed it to the United defense. And he had a chance to score, and he didn't even shoot. Very bad performance. He's not on form. You should drop the guy. I don't want to go, back like Tuchel with Potter now, playing players out of form. That's all we need. I wanted to see Gallagher start this game. It would have been, I think we had a better chance of winning. I wanted to see Pulisic or Ziyech even starting instead of Sterling, because he was absolutely nowhere. He wasn't, he was on the pitch, but it seemed like he wasn't. Anyone doesn't if anyone disagrees with me, let me know in the comments. I just want to read a couple of comments before I go on. Deals, UFC in chat. I don't know how to send you the link, Deals. You have to be on Twitter.
Put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube. Go onto YouTube. Yeah, copy and paste the YouTube link. Yeah, on your stream.
No, sorry,
Nick. Then put it on YouTube and then link it to YouTube.
Dan, hold on. No, he has to have a DM. I don't do that because people. I can only send it by DM, Deals on Twitter. You have to have a Twitter. I can't do it otherwise. I tried before. Let's bring certified Dex in. Hold on a second.
I'll send it to him. I'll send it to him.
If you can do, yeah, do that. If you can, Dan, yeah, do that. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
try
send you. I'll
before.
be too busy.
All right, cheers. Yeah, yeah. Welcome, Dex. Welcome, certified. I'm just talking about the game. A few points I want to make before we carry on. Yeah, so Sterling for me was invisible. Uh, and the other thing Pollard did wrong, he got two, three things wrong for me. You keep Sterling on, then he takes Young off, and with our number 9. Unless he wanted to save him or he thought he had a knock, he shouldn't have taken him off for me. It was a very bad decision. Keeping Sterling on and taking Young off wasn't the right thing to do. Very bad, very bad. And then we go and get the penalty. Great by Broja. He came on, the guy done brilliant, went in the box and he knew what to do. It wasn't a push or anything, but he had two hands on him. Once you've got two hands on a player, he goes down. And Broja did just that. We got the penalty, 100% penalty. And they took, wasted time and time. 6 minutes were wasted there trying to put Jorginho off. And, they thought they did, but they didn't. Jorginho is the best penalty taker, for me, in the world. No one else can take a penalty like Jorginho. And he didn't have a bad game. I hear a lot of still people moaning. I'm going to bring people, who don't like Jorginho. I know we need a better midfield, I understand, but, Jorginho, for me, he does his job. He doesn't go forward like he should. We know that. But against United, he wasn't the worst player on the pitch for me. He does something. Moving on. Yeah, it was really, really disappointing. Very disappointing too. We thought we had the 3 points and they just got that goal. Great header, by the way. It was a great header. Kepa did what he could. He got the touch, but the ball went over the line. It's not Kepa's fault. Kepa saved us again, really, in that match. Could have been worse in the first half. I want to bring the panel in. Welcome, Dex Certified. How are you, Dex?
Yeah, hello. Yeah,
yeah, hi, man.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, just talking about Chelsea for the time being, but we got to move on to the top 5, 6 in a minute. Welcome, Certified.
Can you hear us? Good.
Yeah, good.
Is my mic okay?
You're right. I can hear you. Yeah, let me just put Dan back on. 1 second. Yeah. So I want to hear your quick thought. I know we talked about United game a lot. Let's hear your thoughts on that. I'll start with Chelsea, Dan, because he was the first one here. Chelsea, Dan, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Right.
Yeah.
I just said, I don't know if you heard what I said, but you heard it a lot of times from me on Spaces and all that. So, what's your thoughts? Quick thoughts on the United game? We have to move on.
Yeah. Basically, I was at the game yesterday, as you know, Nick, and there was what can I say? It was shambles, man. It was a joke. The last 15 to 20 minutes of the game, Man United was basically all over us. We just seemed not to play football, and once again, I told you guys, like I told you before, Nick, I've told JK before, Cucurella and Ben Chilwell do not play together. How many times am I going to say? It's a pot in his thick head. Them two systems do not work at all. So why are you having Chilwell and flipping Cuckoo played in a left back situation? Yeah. It's a shambles there. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
so
it didn't work.
Yeah, but then Potter found out it didn't work, and he changed the system to the 4 when Kovacic came on, we seemed to play football.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mason Mount, the Mason, yeah. The Mason Mount.
We started playing. Yeah.
Go on, Nick. Go on.
All right. I just want to say you mentioned Mason Mount. I hope he practices on them corners. He needs to. He should stay training by himself after the training session, like Lampard used to do. How did he become a great player and legend, Lampard? He stayed, for hours after everyone left at that training ground practicing. And Mason Mount is not doing it. He's not even practicing like he should. Can't take a corner. How many times left or right? He can't take a corner.
I know what you're saying, Nick. I know what you're saying, Nick. But the thing is, when the first cross into the box when Varane actually took that off the corner, Aubameyang, he was so close that Varane was so lucky, to actually get that ball. Because if it was a little bit more harder on Mason Mount to cross that in, right, Aubameyang would have scored. But Raheem Sterling, what was that guy doing on the pitch? Literally, it didn't do anything. It didn't do nothing.
I wish I knew.
It didn't do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Let's move. I don't want to dwell on this United game too much because we've done it a lot. We've got a lot of things to talk about tonight. I want to.
Yeah, we have. Yes.
Dex, give me your quick thoughts on that United game, and we're going to move on after certified and Andy comes in as well. Go on, Dex.
Okay, yeah. I mean, from my point of view, when I was watching the game, it was one of those games where, Chelsea were the better side, just as going towards the end of the first half, because obviously they changed the system. Obviously, 20 minutes in, Potter obviously knew he messed up there, playing free at the back. That was a bad call to start off with, because you could just see that, United were having a lot of the ball in midfield. They had more bodies in there, and then obviously changed it to 4 at the back, and then they got a bit more better towards the end of the game. And then second half, they got the penalty. But apart from that, really, I don't know. Like, I just feel like Chelsea, to me, in that game, they just looked a bit like toothless in front of goal in that game. I feel like they could have done, a bit more better. They obviously had a few chances with Aubameyang, but you can't leave Aubameyang to do it all on his own. This is what I mean about Sterling.
Yeah.
Sterling's got to do more in that forward line. He's got to give Aubameyang a bit of support and help. And then obviously Chelsea got their goal, Jorginho penalty, and then they just sat back and let United invite pressure. Got the ball, and then ended up being a poor defensive corner. Do you know what I mean? Chilwell was switched off in situations. Other players were not. Were switched off as well. They just let Casemiro get ahead on it. Lucky for Kepa, because he did get a hand on it, but the ball just bounced and went over the line. So yeah, I think it was just they just switched off, and really they kind of threw it away. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on the game, really, for short.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Chalobah. He should have scored when he hit that cross.
Yeah, he was unlucky. We hit the bar, didn't he? And what a header. He was so unlucky. We could have won that game, really. Second half, the last 20 minutes, we're all over them. But the reason we didn't win, because we sat back and we couldn't defend. We shouldn't sit back. Keep the ball in their half. Try and get a free kick. Anything. It wasn't long to go. And look at, I'm going to come to Dex in a minute about Liverpool and Forest. Look at Forest, what they did. Defended with their lives and won the game. Let's move to certify. Andy, welcome. Let's welcome Andy first, and we will move. Andy, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi, mate. Big up to you, boys. Big up.
Yeah.
I'm going to certify, and then I'll come back to you, Andy. Certify. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? What's up, Dan? You man, good? Yeah.
I'm all good, bro. I'm all good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm calm. So yeah, I watched this game twice. and I'm being very honest with you. I think what impressed me in that game was the second half. But let me tell you something. Although as much as we are impressive, I've learned a lot of things. These players, from where we want to be, these players are not good enough. I'm telling you, bro. And and I clearly see that this system, the football that we've always wanted, quick flowing football, we're doing it, but certain players are just not cut for it. I'm telling you. And Potter has really, we don't know how much Potter has really exposed these players. Like, to, and like, if you look at it, Chilwell, another player that's been exposed in the system. Jorginho, another player that's been exposed in the system, but he was not the worst. He improved. Do you
No.
get what I'm saying? Which I respect him for that. Do you get what I'm saying? He just, we realized that
Mm,
Jorginho needs support and he can't have
yeah.
someone just, he can't be playing in a back three. Do you get what I'm saying? Sterling, Sterling, ever since we now know he's just not a team player. We're not saying he has attitude, bro. You can clearly see they're wasting time on the ball and it's not working. He knows the system is a direct system, which means he can't stay on the ball for too long. And he knows this. So I don't know why he does it. Do you get what I'm saying? Ben Chilwell, we now know he's not the left back he really is. I'm being very honest. He is not the left back he really is. Let's be very real here. Because clearly, although we played so well, those three, not even those three, Sterling and Chilwell let us down. You don't understand this. Some people don't understand this as well. And I do think there are other players that need to go as well. But then the thing is, we need to back Potter in. It shows what a lot of work we need to do in the transfer window. Really, of getting rid first. We need to get rid first and getting in and scouting well. Really, because bro, this system has exposed a lot of players, and people don't understand. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just the problem, really, and the mentality of these players as well has to be questioned. I know we played. I know it's a draw, but then we need to look at our standards here. Chelsea are not
Yeah,
As much
yeah,
as
go on.
I'm being very honest, as much as we want to win the league next season, it's not gonna happen. There's a lot of players that just need to go mentally and ability wise. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what that game has told
Mhm.
me. Because you can't. You have to beat Man United the way they were playing in that second half. Do you get what I'm saying? They had no game plan in that second half. What they're trying to do, bro, the decision making, everything about this team. Do you get what I'm saying? People who say I'm overreacting, I'm really not. It's just facts. Do you get what I'm saying? And Potter
You're
knows
right,
what
JK. You're right,
exactly,
JK.
exactly.
You're
Potter
literally
knows
right.
exactly. Potter knows what he's doing. That's the thing. He knows what he's doing. He just has these players that are just clueless and just look like donkeys. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm fed up of having to watch a big game knowing Chelsea will not do something in the final third. How many times do I have to get excited on a counter attack knowing that we're going to do nothing? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what I have to
you're
say.
absolutely right. Yeah, yeah, good comments, certified. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got it wrong, Potter. We have to admit it, but I'm not going to say I hate Potter like some people were on Twitter. That's a
No, you
load of
got it
rubbish.
wrong, but still,
You can't say
We're
that. You can't.
unbeaten with Potter. We're unbeaten
Yeah,
with Potter for a
yeah.
minute. We're
Dan,
unbeaten for
Dan,
Potter.
yeah, Dan, hold up. Dan, your mic's too loud. You have to put your mic down because it's much too loud. Try and put it down a bit, your volume. Yeah, yeah, Dan. Yeah, we're unbeaten, exactly. So we have to give him time. Tomorrow we have Salzburg. It won't be easy. Salzburg away. Then we come back to Brighton away on Saturday. Yeah, so we got games. Let's hope we win the next few games and get back to winning ways. Let's go to Adi. Adi,
Hi guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello, guys.
yeah, I could just about hear you. Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Sure. I really want to say something real quick. I won't be taking a lot of time. I think with what we played on Saturday, we still need to, we still need to give Potter a thumbs up. Looking at the injury list, looking at the way our midfield has been exposed in the past few months ago. We see we don't have enough depth in the midfield, and we had a lot of injuries, worries. Koulibaly, Fofana, um, Reece James, and even Chilwell coming back. Chilwell is not yet fit. These guys are just
Mm,
trying to use Chelsea to get a World Cup shirt. Let me use that word, a World Cup shirt with England. So I feel Potter is doing a great job. I feel Potter is doing a great job. Looking at Liverpool right now, I'm sorry to say Dex, who beat Man City and end up losing against Nottingham Forest. Nobody ever thought Liverpool could lose against Nottingham Forest. I bet on Liverpool. I wasted the little change with me betting on Liverpool. These things happens. It happens. It happens. For we
mm,
getting a result against Man U, I think
Mm.
Potter did a great job. He made a mistake, yeah, he made a mistake, but he made amend of the mistakes immediately. Most coaches wouldn't have made that substitution he made. He had to do a 50-50 job. He could have made that substitution and the team could have gone worse. And he was able to make that substitution. I won't say it's a overall bad result for us, but what I've learned so far is that we need we need proper wingers, and not
mm,
starting Pulisic and the rest of the guys. I could understand probably he's trying to keep them for Salzburg. Salzburg is as important as Manchester United match. If we don't beat Salzburg or we don't get a draw minimum from Salzburg game, I don't think we'll still be in the Champions League. So I get him not trying to play Pulisic right now because he feels Pulisic is his most informed player, and I get why he played Sterling. You can't have a 50 million guy like that on the bench. He might have seen him in training and feel these guys they are all in training together. The coach sees what we don't see. We will just get to the match day life and feel this person has to do this person has to do that. But for me, I think our play was great. Chelsea had a great game, not a spectacular game, but we were able to come out with a result. When I saw the squad, I feel Man was going to do a hard one on us, but to my surprise, we played well, but not fantastic. But a draw is still better. What would we say to the likes of Liverpool? What would we say to the likes of other teams? Um, Even Man City playing here on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Brighton had a position over Man City for the first time in history. A team will have more in the Premier League. Will have more possession-based football than Guardiola. It's telling how football is coming up these days. You can't just predict what will happen. But for me, I think we need to change some of the few players, like Sadify said. I will agree with him. But don't write off Sterling. I think Sterling is still a great player. And, we just need a proper midfielder to complement what is happening right now. I'll talk to you. I think I'll let other people talk now. Carry on.
okay, and yeah, good comments, Adi, as always. Yeah, we definitely need to do something. We have our wingers are terrible. Sterling, if he's off form, who do we have? And Sterling was formed in the beginning when he came under Tuchel. I haven't seen him play good under Potter yet. Uh, let's see what happens with him. He wasn't a big. I wasn't a big fan of his. I didn't want him at the bridge really. And now he's showing what I thought. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. There were some interesting games during the week. Saturday, Sunday. Manchester City, I knew they get that win. I predicted on a Super 6 3-1. It was 3-1. I didn't win the Super 6 because it's very hard to get 6 results, but I've got that one, and I've got another one as well. And that was the 1-1. Was it? I forgot who it was now. Anyway, yeah. Liverpool. Let's start with Nottingham Forest, Liverpool. Great game to watch. If you're a Forest fan or you're not a Liverpool fan or a rival fan, it was great. I didn't see all of it, Dex, but I saw at the end most of the end product, the last 20 minutes, and they were defending so good. Yeah, it was a great performance for the bottom team club. It shows anyone can beat anyone in this Premiership. Nothing's for sure. And I was watching. I watched all the game on Sunday with Tottenham Newcastle. Good game as well. Newcastle, what are they doing? They're really on fire. Amaron, he's a new player. He's unbelievable, the guy. He didn't score Sunday, but he could have had 2 or 3. Terrible defending by Tottenham. The usual, like I said before when they're up there, I told you lot, they're going to go down where they belong. And Arsenal will get their turn. Don't worry. Yeah, that's a game I got right. 1-1. Arsenal, Southampton. It's not easy to go Southampton and beat them like that. All these Arsenal fans raving around, oh, we're going to win the league. We're going to win. Yeah, you're going to win the league. Maybe in 100 years' time when I'm not here. Let's go back to Tottenham. Yeah, it was funny Tottenham because I had the Tottenham channel on. What happened? The Tottenham game was live on Sky. Then we had all these thunder and lightning. It was a storm here where I live. And I lost satellite. I lost the connection. I lost the TV, went off. So I thought, what am I going to do now? I put the YouTube and I put the Tottenham channel. These 2 Tottenham fans who do a stream. I forgot their names. And they were talking so much rubbish. When it was 2-0, the storms were coming, the rain was coming down here at Tottenham as well. Oh, please, we might get lucky. Let's hope they postpone the game. How can you talk like that, you idiots? God, I was sending them comments certified. I sent them some really good comments. I said, that's all you do to again. They were praying they were praying for the ref to cancel the game. I just got really mad and I started texting them really good. But they didn't text me back. God, it was funny, Anyway, I'll come to you lot in a second. I just want to talk about that Tottenham game. I'm glad Newcastle deserved it. They should have won at least 3-4-1. They had no idea, Tottenham. Kante was twisting his head up and what's going on. And now you see on YouTube a lot of Tottenham fans on Twitter, Conte out already. That's how they are, these Tottenham fans. They bring back Pochettino, I'm hearing. Yeah, bring him back. You get to the Division 1, League 1. They make me laugh, but it just shows
Premier League
what's
is
going
not
on.
UEFA.
Well, sorry, Ness. Yeah, I know you're here. I'll come to you in a second, Ness. So let's go first to the Liverpool game and bring Dex in. I want to hear from him what happened at Nottingham Forest. Go, take it away, Dex.
I mean, I've been trying to avoid talking about this game, man. Honestly, it's like
I know you. I know the feeling, but we have to talk.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I don't know where to start. Really, it's just one of those typical games again. Where again we just decided that we just didn't want to turn up, and we played shit really. Story of our season at the moment. 1 minute we're on the fly, and the next minute we end up losing to Forest. What bizarres me the most is that we came back off 2 good win performances against City and West Ham in midweek. Then we end up losing to Forest. Like, fair credit to Forest. I to be fair, like, even though I said I expected us to win, I said it was going to be a hard game to win because Forest is not an easy place to go to, and their fans are really good. They make a good atmosphere, which they did. But yeah, like I said, it's just typical us at the moment. We
One of
can't
those
seem to,
games, thanks.
yeah, it's just one
When
of
you
those games.
expect
Yeah,
to
we just
win,
didn't
everyone's
turn up.
saying Liverpool 3-4-0 for sure. Even me, but
Yeah.
it goes to show not anyone can beat anyone. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
At Southampton, they were very unlucky not to win in the end against Arsenal. If you saw the game,
Did
very
anyone
unlucky
see what Dean?
Southampton.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone see what Dean Henderson did
Huh?
to the Liverpool fans?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He took the piss. Oh
To the
my
right
That was
foot.
god.
good.
Into the
He
right
took,
fucking piss.
bro. He took the piss. Oh, I
Could you
couldn't stop
just
Yeah,
can
that
I
laughing
was
just ask,
good.
can I ask you a question quickly?
on live TV.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, man.
Do you know what
Yeah.
made me laugh? The reaction of the Liverpool fans. They were like, "Bro, why aren't the FA looking at this?" The Liverpool fans made me laugh, man.
I know.
Yeah, at least
Oh
we can
my
laugh. We wasn't
days.
laughing.
He took the
We wasn't
piss.
laughing after the United game. Now we can laugh a bit. I just come down today, really. I thought we have to talk about it. We have to talk about Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. You know what? I'm not so happy because they didn't win. None of them won. That's why. And Newcastle, I wanted Newcastle to win. I knew they'd go above us on goal difference. I still wanted them to win, to beat those bottle jobs. No, that's a Bottle Hospital. That's the name, not Tottenham Hospital. Dad, you know what? You know I'm talking serious.
I know you're talking
Now
shit.
bring
We
those.
hate the Tottenham.
Now, Dad,
We hate the
time
Tottenham.
for Arsenal to come down. Arsenal is coming at the bridge soon. It's about time we put them in their place. I'm telling you.
I know you're saying. I know you're saying. But
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I want to ask the extra question, Chris, because I've been waiting.
Yeah, go
I've been
ahead.
waiting. It was
Yeah,
to
go ahead, yeah.
Johnny Liverpool, like Liverpool Johnny and all that. They haven't been on. But
Yeah.
Dex, do you feel like your team is not going to be in the top 4 this season? And then another thing is, are you started that getting beat by a non like bottom team that hasn't actually done well in the Premier League? How do you feel? How frustrated are you for losing to Nottingham Forest? Because they winced you, bro. They winced you and took the piss out of you since you lost that one, bro. How do you feel?
To answer the first bit, like obviously, with the top 4 thing, I think we can get top 4, but again, it comes down to whether or not, like, how we go on towards the end of the season, and obviously, like, how we come back after the World Cup, because with, like, everyone's going to be losing players, and, we don't know what they're going to be like when they come back. But, I'm quite confident in the team. Like, it's not like we haven't got the team. It's not like we haven't got a great enough team to get top 4. On paper, we've got a quality team to get top 4. Like, we're that good enough, but for different reasons and all that, it's just it's becoming one of those like seasons for us, really. And losing to Forest after that game, I was a bit embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'll give Forest respect. They wanted to win the game more. We didn't turn up, but it was just embarrassing, really, because to lose that game of that like sort of magnitude off the back of Whitby in May, which we were real against them, defended really well, and West Ham in midweek. Again, West Ham are not an easy team to win against. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit deflating, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit annoyed after losing to that Forest game. But yeah, like I said, like, I'm not one of these fans that are going to be overreacting on social media saying, Klopp out, our season's done, all that. I'm not one of those fans. I still think we can do it. We've had numerous odds against us before in previous seasons. Where we've had injuries and shit. We still got loads of injuries.
Do you blame the Bulldogs? Do you blame the DOF, and because you have to blame Klopp and the DF, and the Bulldogs, because you have to blame the Bulldogs. Do you blame the Bulldogs? Do you blame the DOF, and because you have to blame the DOF, and because you have to blame the Bulldogs? Do you blame the Bulldogs? Do you blame the Bulldogs? Do you blame the DOF, and because you have to blame Klopp and the DF, and because you have to blame the Bulldogs? Do you 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 blame
DOF and the borders for this situation was going on at Liverpool.
Yeah,
You replaced loads of you got rid of loads of players at Liverpool. You got rid of the likes of Sadio Mane, and you spent big money on Nunes. It ain't really doing well for you up front. And you've only replaced 2 players for Liverpool in deadline transfer day. But can you see yourself spending money in January? Because everyone's saying that you're going to get Jude Bellingham, but I can't see Liverpool spending 100 mil on Jude Bellingham because you don't spend that kind of money.
no, I can hear you. The thing is, I do blame FSG. I've said it before on numerous times in spaces that like they didn't do enough in the summer. They didn't invest a lot in the squad. They should have done more, and they should have brought more players in. I don't know why they did, but they just have a knack of not willing to compete in the market against other teams. At the end of the day, if you want to compete at the top level against like the Cities, the Chelseas, and all that, you got to compete in the market and spend money. It's not like the olden days where you can get like cheap bargain deals of 20, 40 million anymore. The market's changed now, and this is why I think FSG, they're just better off just selling the club and get somebody else in who wants to actually achieve something, with the club. Because that's what I think FSG, they don't see Liverpool as a club they want to take forward and compete with. They just see it as a business, for their own like profits really. So in that regards, I think we need to do more. In regards to January, I don't know. I think I've said it numerous times. We need to spend in January. We need to get at least, for me, I realistically, I think 2 or 3 signings is needed in January. At least a midfielder and probably another winger or forwards. Because if you look at our injuries, it's like really chalking up. We literally Forest. We had Thiago was out with an illness, and then obviously you got a lot of other midfielders that are out as well, and Diaz is out, and Jota's injured now. He's not back until after the World Cup. So we again, that's like 2 or 3 starters in our team that are not in there. So yeah, we need to definitely get 2 players in January. Like Nick said, Chelsea need to spend in January as well. Nick said that Chelsea needs to get signings in as well and get rid of some players. That's what Liverpool needs to sort of do, really. Needs to get some new, fresh faces in and younger players. So, yeah.
Wait, can I just add something to Dex?
Go
So
ahead.
Dex, we all know that West Ham's and Liverpool need to sign midfielders and wingers. But what surprised me here is like you guys didn't really mention a right back because the only right back you have right now is Trent, and if he gets injured, you might have to play, for example, Milner at right back, which is not a natural right back. Do you get what I'm saying? So why do you also invest in a right back as well to cover for Trent when he gets injured? Or do you get what I'm saying? Like, I do think Liverpool also need a right back, and I'm very surprised that's not been pointed out by Liverpool fans. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you do have depth for
I mean,
Robertson
yeah.
when he gets injured, and you got Simicas, but I don't see a right back there if Trent gets injured.
I hear you. I do hear you, Surfy. The thing is, though, we have got a right back. We got Calvin Ramsey, who we signed in the summer from Aberdeen, and he was basically the backup to Trent, but he's been out with a long injury that he got in pre-season. Obviously, he's young and he hasn't played a game yet, but hopefully, he might play against Ajax in the Champions League. It might be a big game for him, but idealistically, we only need like one more point to really qualify for the round 16 because we've got 2 games left. So be a good
you got
opportunity.
Ajax next tomorrow.
Yeah, got
next.
and then we got Napoli last.
Napoli.
Napoli.
Informed team.
Liverpool's game.
Napoli's going to dominate Liverpool that game, man.
Yeah, you don't know. You never know. Liverpool might come to life, but Napoli are the team on form in Europe right now. So for me, I wouldn't worry too much about 4th place for Liverpool. They're going to finish 3rd, like I said. Forget Arsenal and Tottenham. Tottenham already started to go where they belong. Now Arsenal will slowly do the same. Just trust in Chelsea, trust in the blue color. Yeah, negative. Yeah. Hold on, Stav, you're cracking up. We can't hear you. Try again, Stav.
I just put him on mute with the staff.
Yeah, he's got. I think he's got a bad connection right now. Stav, try your connection again. See if we can hear you. Yeah. No, it's something wrong. Stav, we can't hear words.
Yeah, Stav, you need to back out. Come back in again, bro.
Yeah. Go out and come back.
Whoa, that mic, bro.
Yeah, he's got problems. He's got problems because he's far away. But I don't know. He's got problems. He never used to. Anyway, yeah. So if I was you, Dex, I wouldn't worry one bit. You're still going to get top 4, like we will.
Yeah.
And
I'm not worried.
No, you
It's
shouldn't
early
be.
days.
Yeah. It's a long
It's
way
not even
to
halfway
go.
through the season yet. So,
No, we're nowhere near. We're
No,
nowhere
look
near.
at Fairboy. Look at what Fairboy put. I want to make it clear to the panel that Klopp football has expired. It deserves the gutter.
Oh,
Fair
man.
boy.
That's
Fair boy. He's coming out with them. That's a good one. I just saw that.
Well in Fairboy. Well in Fairboy for that one.
Dex replied to. Dex, you want to reply to Fairboy?
That's his opinion. Like, I'm not gonna discredit anyone's footballing opinion, but
he's only
in my opinion, I still think Klopp football is still works, and it's not like with Spurs and we're not working anymore. So.
It's only when Liverpool lose, we have to banter. You know that it's normal. Like when if Chelsea lose to someone, Forest, you're gonna do the same.
Nick's
normal.
gonna banter us when we lose. Dex ain't gonna banter us.
We haven't lost. We don't lose. Chelsea Football Club never loses. Not yet.
But
Not
I just
yet.
want to mention something. Liverpool will make top 4, in my opinion, but they do need to be careful about that group, that Champions League group, because depending on what happens tomorrow and next week, it might not look good for them. You get what I'm saying? But I still have hope in Liverpool. When the pressure's up to them, they manage to get results and to go on good run of form somehow. But we'll just see which Liverpool turns up for this season, really. But if Liverpool don't win their next 2 games, they're at risk. They're at risk of Europa League. That's what I have to say.
Klopp should get shot for that. Klopp should get. I'm worried about Klopp, right? For a minute, right? If he don't, because he lost against a club called Nottingham, right? That Nottingham deserved to win that game. They should at least had like 2 goals up against Liverpool, but it hit the post. But with my situation is right, man. If Klopp can't sort this situation out, the Liverpool Football Club, because he's like made an excuse, like sticking up with the borders, and then he's backing them up and all this kind of movement bollocks, whatever it is. But the thing is, if Klopp can't get the players, if Liverpool don't buy the players, sorry, in January, I'm not being funny, and if they lose that before, I could see Klopp walking out, so he just not make sure he don't get sacked before he walks out. That's what I could see in my eyes, because Klopp is like getting frustrated with the team performance. Salah, yeah, he's had a good performance, but who are Rangers anyway? Like, Rangers ain't really a good side, and yes, he did well against Man City, and then I didn't see the Liverpool West Ham game, so I wouldn't know how he went well there. But when I saw the Nottingham Forest game, he looked like he went in it. Like, there was nothing there. And Van Dijk at least scored 4 goals against Nottingham Forest that day, and he headed it right. Why? If that was Thiago Silva or someone other centre back, they would have gone for the header to header it in the goal instead of heading it towards Firmino. He made a lot of mistakes that game. But I've heard a lot of rumours that they're not playing as their best performed because of the World Cup. But It's nonsense. It's totally nonsense. Because any day you've got the league, yeah, it's going to be a long season for every single football club, right, Nick? But Liverpool,
Yeah,
I could see Liverpool because Alexander-Trent. I'm not being funny, mate. He's a crap defender. He is literally crap. One minute he was injured, the next 2 minutes that he came to play against Man City, got subbed on for Man City. But the guy can't defend. And then a lot of people say that all the Liverpool like was the Tony said he ain't a right wing back, he's a midfielder. But when he was playing midfield, he weren't good at midfield. It's no excuse, he's a right wing back. And if he can't defend, yeah, Liverpool seriously need to get another right wing back. Yeah, fair enough, they've got that young kid, yeah, who's been injured from the pre-season. But you can't rely on that kid. Because how do you know if he's going to be really good for you at right wing back? We don't know, don't we? We literally don't know. But they need to buy players this season, Nick. They need to buy players this season. If they don't for January, if they can't get their squad depth in January to fill this at Liverpool, I don't think they will finish for top 4 this season.
Can I just add something, Dan?
yeah,
With
go,
Liverpool,
yeah.
one player who impressed me. Do you know one player who impressed me? I know I
Yeah.
said Harvey Elliott, but one is very, very weird. I'm saying it,
Well,
but
so,
it's
Andy,
Darwin.
I'm sorry, sort of. Andy, I'll be back 2 minutes.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right.
Okay, so there was one player that stood out to me in the games Liverpool played, and he's been very influential. Darwin Nunez has been good. I can't lie. He's been great, and Dex has been right. I knew it. If you give this guy has looked alright. I'm being very honest. Looking at the other squads, Darwin Núñez is doing his job. The only problem is he could work on his finishing and his football IQ, but I do think he's been banging when it needed. When needed, you get what I'm saying? But there's certain parts of his game that he just needs to improve. And that's what Liverpool
Yeah,
fans need to realize
I
is
don't
that he's
know.
not a complete player. Huh? That's the thing. He's not a
We're
complete player, but
we're the same. We're the same though, JK, man. We got
yeah,
problems with our midfielder. We
yeah.
ain't got a right wing back.
Mm,
We haven't got a right wing back. Aspie is too old on his legs, and he did well against Man United. But we
yeah.
can't keep relying on him for the 90 minutes.
That's the
The
thing.
90 minutes game.
And one thing Liverpool do in their game plan is that two of the fullbacks push up and act as wingers when their wingers are already good enough. Do you get what I'm saying? But I do think you can't have that exposure in the defense. They leave two centre backs at the back, which I don't know why. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the thing with Liverpool, and it's easy for them for you to just counter them and get past the defense. Because let's be honest, Randolph has not been as great as he is. You know what I'm saying? And and Matip, I don't know what's going on, but I do think they can get their feet. But I do think they need a defensive support. So maybe an extra body could come out and help them, like a Fabinho, or maybe you can do what City do. Like for example, you do play the same formation, and why do you make Trent act as a Cancelo role, like the way Cancelo does for City? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't Trent play the Cancelo role so he doesn't have to focus much on defending? Because you know he can't do that. That's what
Yeah,
Cancelo can't defend either. Because look at that Liverpool game. He's awful, bro, at defending.
Yeah,
He's not a left back.
of course.
He's more of a winger type of player. So that and then you can see why Cancelo doesn't really get involved in the defense because they have an extra body in Rodri, and you know they have that back four solidified when they're on the attack. Rodri, Ruben Diaz, Stones, and Walker. Do you get what I'm saying? Not saying
Yeah,
that's the back four, but I'm just saying the transition in defending and protecting the back two. Liverpool don't do that, and that's just not smart at all. I don't know why Klopp doesn't learn from it. Why doesn't he have an extra body to help them to, like for counterattacks? As I see in many games, it's just these two in the break. See, it was different because you know these men had to defend for their lives. See, were just gonna attack them. So I do give Klopp credit for that game because he did sit back, make sure he knew he's got the attackers to just hit them, You got Salah there. He's very clinical, and yeah. But I do think in other games where Liverpool are attacking, I look at that Crystal Palace game. I look back to Man United. I look back to all these games where Liverpool drop points.
Mm.
I can't believe how exposed they leave their centre back. It's just incredible, bro. It's not even. It's common sense.
Of course
You
it is.
need to tell in the tactician boardroom that when on an attack, please have a body there to support these two and turn it into a back three. So you just have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
That's
what you're
one
saying.
thing. That's the thing with Liverpool. Like a Klopp needs to be a bit defensive and he needs to have the brains for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Otherwise, Liverpool, if they carry on playing this football, exactly, Dan, if they carry on playing this football, they could not, they might not even get top four, which will be surprising. Do you
Yeah,
get what I'm
That
saying?
that's why I said like in that Forest game, like that's why I said that Thiago was such a massive miss in that game because when we have Thiago in that midfield, literally like he makes things tick in that midfield. Like he wins the ball back, he keeps the tempo of the game. You know, he plays good passes and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like that, the way that we want to play going forward and keeping and retaining possession, it all comes from him. And then when he's not in that midfield, it kind of like it's kind of like what Chelsea say about like Kante, for example. When Kante's playing that midfield for
yeah, it's
Chelsea,
a lot of miss.
he just
It's a lot
brings
of
that
miss, man.
security and that bit of
It does.
secureness in that
Yeah.
midfield. Do you know what I mean?
I'll
That's
be
the sort
very
of thing
honest,
Thiago does.
Dex, that's the thing, Thiago was very key, but then if you look at it, he can't do everything. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you need someone to support him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's
That's
why I
why
don't
him
think
and Big
Fabinho has declined.
yeah.
Fabinho has declined. I have to be very real with
Hey,
Liverpool
Dex,
here.
yeah, but Dex, if you can't get Jude Bellingham at Liverpool, because we know Liverpool won't spend that kind of money on Jude Bellingham,
Yeah.
who would you want at
Oh yeah.
ECM? Who would you want?
I mean, this is a good question, really. I think there are other players out there that we will be looking at. I'd probably say that one of the midfielders I definitely would take, and I think he would be really good in our midfield, is Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice in our midfield would be really good because in that game against West Ham when we won 1-0, Declan Rice, even though West Ham were very poor in that game, Declan Rice was their best player. He was putting in good tackles. He was moving the ball very well. He got one or two past our players. Declan Rice on the ball, he's kind of like, I don't know, he's a quality footballer when he has it, and he does his job very well. He wins the ball a lot, puts in good challenges, wins the ball back in deep. I think someone like him would be really good as well. People say
That's
about
amazing.
Bellingham,
That's
but
amazing. Like,
Declan Rice.
I swear, that's amazing by a Liverpool fan. You
Declan
actually
Rice is
said that
proven.
because.
Do you know what I mean?
You know,
I know.
that's a
That's
smart.
amazing because all the Chelsea fans like want Declan Rice at the club, and I'm thinking, are you mad? And
You said
Liverpool, like Dexter said, he wouldn't mind getting Declan Rice at Liverpool because Declan Rice is good there, JK. He is good. That's a part of what you said, bro, man. Well in for that
for
one,
me,
man.
for me, Declan Rice is good. It's just the price tag. It's just not. That's the problem. Is the price. I'm not paying 120 million. That's the thing. And also, Dex, what you were saying, I think that's a great suggestion because of the way he plays. This guy is a good defender of the ball. I'm not even joking, and he can help you if you give him the structure to support that defense. He can really do it. That's what I'm saying. So that's a great suggestion. But for
Yeah.
Chelsea, we need to be going for players. Chelsea, the
Or
reason why
even,
we're not going for Declan Rice because Chelsea need to be going for players that are, we're trying to get in the habit of overspending for these players, and we want to just try something new.
Starify a minute, please. A minute,
Hmm?
please. Nick, staff asked you to send the link to his brother's account.
Sorry, say
Staff,
again.
staff.
How to?
He said you should
Yeah,
send the link to his brother's account.
how to send it there? Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
can I
Go on,
carry
sir.
on? Yeah,
Yeah,
the reason
carry
why
on,
Chelsea
sir.
shouldn't go for Declan Rice because we're in a different direction to Liverpool. We want to rebuild this whole team. Declan Rice should be a part, and we know the current budget. We don't really want to spend a lot of money, and we keep complaining about overspending for players, and then we're all saying Declan Rice this and that, bro. There's other DMs where we can get for cheap that are kind of much better, but we can say Declan Rice is a good midfielder, but he's not world class, and like he's not Rodri
We're
level,
getting
and
that
he's not.
Alvarez, isn't we? We're getting
Huh?
that Alvarez, okay. We're
Like an
getting that
Alvarez.
Alvarez
Yeah, we're
fire.
getting those type of
Fire.
players. I mean, Chelsea trying to scout for these nations that are really hungry to play in these type of areas of the footballing nation where people are very hungry. You know, as we were talking about in Space Decks yesterday,
Mm.
we should be going for players that are like
Yeah, I know.
from the Brazilian
Yeah,
league because they all they know is football, as Philip said once, and I have to big him up for that. All Brazilians know is football and fearlessness on the when they're playing. Do you get what I'm saying? They'll
Yeah,
play
cool.
under no condition,
yeah.
and this is what
Well,
Chelsea lack. This is
yeah,
what Chelsea lack in the team. And if we can rebuild the team full of those type of players, I'm telling you, Chelsea will be winning the league 3 times a season. I'm telling you, bro, because you don't
Mm.
yeah, but
understand.
yeah, this is the thing, yeah. Like with us, like obviously those are the players that I would like, but obviously there are other players of the club. Like we tried to get someone in the summer on deadline day. Like we tried to get Ruben Neves from Wolves, but then he wanted to stay there. I don't know if we might go for him next summer, but apparently he's tipped to go to Barcelona and he wants to go there. And then obviously, Conrad Laimer from Leipzig, his contract, he's a free agent in the summer when his contract expires, so we might be going for him. But I don't know about him because obviously, players from the Bundesliga, obviously you got Chupain as well, but players from the Bundesliga, like when they come to the Prem, a lot of people say that they sometimes don't really adapt in the Premier League, but I'm not, but it'll be a free deal, so it's not really worth like it's worth taking a punt, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I think a number 6 backup is definitely needed in the summer. I think for us personally, just to finish up on the whole Liverpool thing, like next summer, I'm expecting as a fan and the whole fan base we're expecting a massive rebuild of the squad, and I think it will happen because it comes to the point now where you got players' contracts expiring. You got players that are going to get moved on. We're expecting like at least, for me personally, I'm expecting 6 new players next summer in midfield to forwards and maybe one of the defence. So
Who are you getting rid of?
yeah, what was that?
Who are you getting rid of?
Well, Milner's going. His contract expires because he signed a 1-year extension. I think Oxlade Chamberlain's we're getting rid of Oxlade Chamberlain because obviously he's injury prone. He doesn't really play much. I'm expecting. Who else is there? There'll be a load of players getting shipped out. There will be some players getting shipped out. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, man. But I think those are the 3 players that are definitely going to be leaving for sure, on my opinion. Nick, have you heard the news that's just broken out?
Not Ronaldo. I was going to come to that. Is it Ronaldo?
No, apparently Unai Emery
Which
is
one?
close to being the new Villa manager,
Yep, I have the notification as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
which is very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I think you
Interesting.
do. Yeah, it's interesting. I think he'd do a better job than Gerrard. Really, his experience
Did you get that from One
uh,
Football?
and Arsenal. How do I say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's on Sky as well.
yeah.
Same.
It could have happened. They need a proper manager, and Gerrard wasn't a proper manager for me. Yeah,
Dan, did you
I
hear
could
the
see.
news?
Yeah. What's that? Dan.
What? What is going
Dan.
on?
I think you sound your wife. Dan, can you mute up, God, man? Dan, you're not coming through. Can you mute go out and come back in? You're sounding like I don't know. You're something like
A chickmunk.
Harry Kane. Harry Kane speaking English. Oh, oh God, man. Yeah, listen. Yeah, he's oh God, what's going on, man? Yeah, let me. What was I saying now? Yeah, Aston Villa definitely need a new manager, experienced one. And the other news we've been hearing today, a lot of news about Ronaldo. I know it's not.
Yeah.
It's not true. I don't think it's true, but a lot of news coming out that Bowley supposed to want Ronaldo for to make a lot of money. I don't think that makes sense. I don't think it's new, and yeah, and for me, I don't want Ronaldo nowhere near Chelsea, let alone to buy him. You know, he can go wherever he wants. He'd be better off going to China. He'd do well there. Yeah.
True.
So no Ronaldo.
I mean, my opinion
yeah.
on it, personally, Nick, I think you're probably gonna laugh at me when I say this, but I disagree. I think Ronaldo to Chelsea, I think it'd be a good. I think it'd be an interesting addition.
Yeah.
Well, number one, financially, it makes sense.
No, Liverpool can have him. Liverpool can have him.
No,
we don't want him out.
Liverpool can have him.
Yeah. No chance. We don't want him. He will ruin the club. We don't need a one-man show. We don't need that. We never had that. We had great players, but they played for as a team. You don't need Ronaldo, and I think it's all rubbish what's been said on Twitter. But Bowley was interesting before, just for the merchandise and all that. But I hope Graham Potter tells him he will ruin. I can't see it happening.
Well, I read something on Twitter the other
Yeah.
day. Apparently, Todd Bowley, he's apparently mentioned it to Potter about maybe getting Ronaldo in January because apparently Potter wants to have a target. But
yeah, of course.
I don't know.
I don't think Potter is
But
that.
where
He's not that.
where would Country play?
Yeah, yeah, I don't think. Well, I don't think. Potter is going to tell Bowley, yes, we get Ronaldo. No way. Not in a million chances. This is all talk from fans and everything. Some so-called journalists, as usual, like they were saying with Kovacic. Kovacic suddenly wants to leave Chelsea. What a load of rubbish. He never said that. Apparently, that's going on also. They got nothing else to do, some people. They want to make stories, false stories. I don't believe one word. Unless I hear it from Chelsea, I don't believe none of them. And it's all rubbish. There's no one at Chelsea Football Club or on the FIFA app or ex-Chelsea players who said anything like that. So, yeah, Kova's not going nowhere and Ronaldo's not coming to Chelsea. That's facts.
So, Nick, the thing is, have you know with Kovacic, right? This rumor pissed me off, yeah. That Kovacic, when Kovacic was playing against Man United, yeah, there was a rumor that Potter wants Kovacic out of the Chelsea club and something like that. And I think
because he took his shorts off. No, that's rubbish, man. Potter didn't say that.
I know he didn't.
He's our best midfielder. Kova loves the club. He doesn't want to go. This is all rubbish we're hearing because they saw him take his shorts off, and some idiots posted on Twitter said, look at that Potter, putting Potter there and then showing Kovacic naked with his pants on. They do anything, and they're supposed to be fans of Chelsea. They're not. These are so-called fans who just want to make hit the likes and whatever. It makes me laugh. But I do reply to them sometimes. I tell them where they should go. Yeah. So let's move on now. We talked about Liverpool.
Salzburg. Let's talk about Salzburg, Nick. Salzburg.
Hold on. Dan, hold on. Yeah, we talked about, we're doing the Premiership first. Yeah, we haven't talked about Arsenal, Southampton Arsenal. Interesting game. Um, Southampton were losing 1-0. They came back. And they should have won. They played really good football. Very unlucky not to win. But and Arsenal, all right, it's not a big setback. They still haven't lost. They're still unbeaten. But, it will happen. And I'm hoping it will happen at Chelsea uh, when we play them. What's your thoughts, Certify? You want to come in on this?
No,
Southampton Arsenal.
I'll start off with that game because I watched match of the day. I watched all the games, so the Arsenal game really stood
Yeah.
out because they
You watched
did play very good football, and I still thought they should have won because they had referee decisions that didn't go their way. Do you know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, it
well,
was a
but
great result. I was actually
don't you think
Hmm?
Southampton deserves to win that game?
um should I just say from what I saw? From what I saw, I would have loved they would have deserved, but
Mm.
they did deserve to win. But I still do think, even when they were 1-1, I still felt Arsenal would have scored again. The only problem is the referees were on their side. I think the referees were on Southampton's side for this, which I was happy about.
About
That's it.
time. Yeah,
Hmm?
good. But they played better than Arsenal. Second half, especially, they were
Second half they did.
deserved to
As soon
win
as they
for
got the
me.
goal, they did. Yeah, as soon
Yeah,
as they got the goal, they did.
yeah, they did.
I think, and we need to talk about
Yeah, go on.
exactly for anyone who does fantasy Premier League. I've actually
Nick,
taken away Gabriel Jesus
Oh,
because, like,
Philip.
and I've
Yeah, I
because
said
yeah, I've taken away Gabriel Jesus because I feel like he's getting marked out of the game. As they said, Pep will not sell a player for no reason. I think
yeah,
those 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 games that I've been seeing when Jesus hasn't scored has really he can get marked out of the game easily. That's the thing with Jesus, like,
hmm
and he misses chances. And my
Nick,
Arsenal fan that was I was talking to an Arsenal fan and he was saying the thing is Jesus doesn't have that killer instinct. And that's just sad apparently. And that's just sad because he's a good player, but he lacks killer instinct. And that's
yeah.
what Pep
Let me
isn't.
just one
He
sorry,
doesn't have
sort of
that
for 1 second.
Haaland. Yeah, what?
Yeah, Philip, 1 minute, sort of. Philip, I sent you the link before. It's there. Have a look again in your.
Yeah, Nick, I'll be back 1 minute. Because I keep
Okay,
cracking
yeah,
in my headset. My headset's
yeah.
doing
Philip,
right. I'm gonna
the
change my
link has
headset.
been sent to you. Just tap the link and you can come on. Yeah, I'll send it again anyway.
okay.
Yeah, carry on, sort of.
Can I carry on? Yes,
Carry
as I
on.
was
Yeah,
saying, Gabriel Jesus lacks the killer instinct, and I've realized it a lot. Like he needs to think lots of times before making an easy decision. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why
yeah,
he brought in Haaland, and you can see why that otherwise Pep would have not gone for Haaland because he's not a player. He's not really that guy who makes big signings like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I think Jesus is getting marked out of the game often now, and I hope and I know he'll get
yeah.
his
Let me
form.
see.
But if it carries
Sorry,
on,
let me
there needs to
disturb
be
you
question
again in
marks.
1 second. Sorry for 1 second. Adi, can we send the link to Deals CFC? Is there any
Yeah,
way
of
to
course.
send him?
Yeah, of course.
He's
Go
not
to
on.
your
Can we
opportunity.
put it in the chat?
Yeah, yeah. Go to
Can you put
YouTube.
it
Put
in
it
the
in the
chat
chat.
so he can come on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sure. Should I put it in the chat?
Okay. All right. Do that. Yeah. Carry on, certified. Sorry about that.
I'll be back.
Okay, let's carry on again. Okay, so yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I had to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see it happening. Like I said before, look at Tottenham now. They're sixth. Newcastle for me, the danger team. I really fancy Newcastle to finish. They can even finish top four and beat United to it. I still think it'd be City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and it's going to be a fight with United and Newcastle, not Arsenal and Tottenham. I told you, them two will be playing for the North London Trophy, which one of them will take every year. That's what they win, and that's what they look for. That's their trophy. They can't get any other trophy. So just give it to them. Yeah. Dex, what do you think about Southampton Arsenal? Dex is on mute. Go, Adi, you carry on. Adi, he's not the other. Anyway, yeah. When Dex comes back, we can tell us. Yeah, that's the other game. Tottenham
I'm here,
Newcastle, we
Nick.
discussed a little bit. Yeah. I
So
think Newcastle were very good. They're
I
really
know.
on
I
form
think
at the moment. Yeah,
Nick.
go on, Adi.
I want
Yeah.
to say something real quick about Arsenal. I think before Arsenal last game they played a team which they won 1-0. Arsenal is beginning to get weak.
Mm.
Looking at their team, they are struggling to get more than one goals. They are struggling to get more than one goals. So I think Arsenal right now are beginning to get tired and beginning to feel fatigue. Arsenal are getting to the stage whereby you start seeing a couple of players getting injured. The first half, Arsenal was a great team, but after the first half, I think Arsenal began to drop momentum and pace. Then Southampton began to ask questions from the defense, and looking at Arsenal defense, I don't think Gabriel is it Gabriel or what's his name? I don't think he's a serious defender. He makes a lot of error than a lot of saves. I think Arsenal are gonna feel the heat probably pretty soon, and Arsenal doesn't have the depth in the squad like Chelsea, Man U, and Man City does. I think Arsenal are gonna find it difficult to maintain that top spot position, but I'm not writing them off top four. I don't think Arsenal is gonna lose the top four. To me, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think so. I think Tottenham is gonna lose the top four, and I think Manchester United is gonna lose the top four. I don't think Arsenal is
Yeah.
gonna lose the top four.
You
But
don't think Arsenal? Yeah.
yeah,
At the
I
moment,
don't think
yeah. At the moment, they're playing good football. We know, but I just see them if they get one or two injuries, especially up front with Jesus or Martinelli or Zaka, they won't stay there.
Nick,
They just
Nick, you,
they so far they ain't got no
Nick,
injuries.
my
Let's see
biggest
what happens.
yeah, my biggest worry now. My biggest worry is the World Cup. Things are gonna change
Mm.
after the World Cup. A lot of things are
Yeah,
gonna change after the World Cup. A lot of players are not gonna resume. A lot of players are gonna, are gonna be off form. A lot of players are, gonna lose their shirts in the starting lineup. I think the World Cup is an eye opener. In this kind of encounter, you don't know what is gonna happen next year. Next year will determine who will win the Premier League, who will win the Champions League. For now, we can only speculate. But I don't see Arsenal making it through to the champion
yeah,
to the Premier League. I don't see that happening. But are they gonna meet top four? I say a big yes. They should be in the top four. But no one can predict what could happen in football. The next few months could be a game changer for for Arsenal as well. Let's just hope. Let's just hope we win a couple of our games and try to fill up the momentum. Right now, Newcastle is looking like a strong, like a strong team. I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if Newcastle eventually make it to the top four. I wouldn't be surprised because now Almiron is looking like a player that is a standout
yeah.
in
He's
Newcastle right now.
unbelievable, Almiron.
Yes, Eddie Owe
Yeah,
is doing a
I
great job
always
there.
liked that player. Yeah, I always liked him, Andy. When the first season he came to Newcastle, he was trying. The guy was running everywhere, just couldn't score. He tried everything, couldn't score. Now you see how he is. He can score from anywhere in any situation. He's so confident. He never misses now. That's why
Yeah,
you have to give players time. See, this
yeah,
is what
sure.
Newcastle they give him time. It's
Just
like
like
with us with
Trossard.
Pulisic, like with us with Havertz. Havertz, he still can come good. Even Ziyech, Pulisic is start
Sure.
to get better. Yeah, you have to give them time. I know it takes a few years sometimes, but let's see. The problem is Chelsea. We expect better. We want to win the league as soon as possible.
Nick,
That's a problem.
Nick, you know the most
Yeah,
surprising thing? Saint Maximan has been out of the team for a while. It's not looking like Newcastle is
yeah.
missing that guy.
No,
These
they're
guys
not
are
missing
doing
him
well. Even yeah, exactly.
because
I'm
yeah, Callum Wilson and Amaron are unbelievable,
yeah, sure.
unbelievable right now.
These guys are doing
And I
pretty
can
fine.
see Callum Wilson be going to the World Cup for England as well. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would love to watch that very much because I'll be rooting for England. Nigeria didn't make it to the World Cup, so I'll be supporting
Yeah,
England all the way. I'm rooting for England all the way
yeah,
to win the World Cup. Hopefully, these guys got a lot to prove in the World Cup, and I'm worried about Reece James. I hope he makes it to the World Cup.
yeah.
I
I don't think he's going to make it. It'd be a miracle if he
too
makes it.
sad. It's so
Uh,
sad.
and even if
So
he
sad.
makes it, it's going to take so time for him to get back to
Yes.
to 100%. It will take him time. It's a big
Yeah,
injury.
it sounds so
Shame
sad. It
because
sounds so sad.
we miss him so bad.
A
Yeah.
lot. A lot.
So
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Let's go to the next game. Yeah.
yes, we talked about Newcastle, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool. Um,
Let's start City. Let's start City.
Wait, wait.
oh,
I
Man
haven't spoken
City,
about
yeah,
Newcastle.
yeah. Go ahead, certified.
Yeah, as I said, Addy, as I agree with everything you said, Andrew. Like Newcastle are looking like a force this season, and no one knows where it could take them in the future. They could be the
Yeah,
next Leicester winning the league sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? If they get the right
yeah,
players and investment, the right. I'm being a fan of their players. I'm not even joking. Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes and Miguel Almiron, Callum Wilson, all quality players. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Newcastle could actually end up finishing top four. I did predict Tottenham will draw, not win, but I did get right that Tottenham will not win because I know Newcastle are a hard team. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're gonna give us the test when they're also gonna give us the game as well when we go to their ground. That's one place I don't know if we're gonna get. We might drop points in that game, but that's a stream for another month or another week. But anyways, yeah,
mm.
I'm happy Newcastle won because I didn't want Tottenham to win. But then,
No, even if they're just above us, same points, but goal difference. I think it's up to us now to go and beat Brighton. We have a game in hand, don't forget, over Tottenham. So if we beat Brighton, we can go a third even. Yeah. So yeah, we have in this game in hand.
Yeah,
And
we having Liverpool game. We're having a game with Liverpool
yeah,
at
Liverpool's
night.
a game in hand. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
saying we have a game in hand over them. Yeah,
do you think we can beat Liverpool?
100% we can beat Liverpool.
You
We
know
always deserve to beat Liverpool.
Liverpool
Yeah,
is the most inconsistent team this season. They are just so surprising. You don't know what they can do. Liverpool
yeah. You don't know what the
can
day.
just surprise us. Dex
Yeah,
is Dex here on
Dex, you
Dex?
there?
What?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you
Oh,
there? Are you here
you,
now? I was asking you something before, but you wasn't
Yeah, I'm
there.
here.
Uh, I forgot
Yeah,
what
sorry.
question it
I
was now.
accidentally.
Um, I think did you talk about the Newcastle game, Tottenham Newcastle?
No, I
yeah,
didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. We all talked about it. We just saying how good Amaron has become. I wouldn't mind having him at
Oh, yeah,
Chelsea now. Yeah,
yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's a good player, mate. Yeah, he's done really well into that team. Different player, really.
really well. And it shows, the faith they kept. They didn't loan him, sell him, or nothing. They kept that. He tried every game. He tried. He gave 100% every game before. Yeah, when he first came in,
Hmm.
he just couldn't score. But now, he's coming. You can see what he can do. Good, great player. I always rated him. Some people say, "Oh, he's rubbish." No, I knew he wasn't rubbish. It reminds me of Gallagher now. Gallagher is the same. He comes on, he runs like Amaron, tries everything, never gives up. And he got to go up Paris, but there's more to come from Gallagher. That's why I keep saying Gallagher is going to be a great player at this club. Some people want him out already, which I don't understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about the top 5 or 6 now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What was
um,
Addy's question? You want to ask?
Yeah,
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 yeah. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Andy.
yeah, yeah. Dex, do you think you can beat Chelsea right now?
Uh,
Do you think Liverpool got a
um,
chance against Chelsea?
that's an interesting question. Do you know what?
Yeah,
I know I'm on a Chelsea stream, yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm just going to say how it is. I think, in the big games we do turn up, and I think when we do go against the toe the big teams, we can turn up and beat any team when we want to be. So, I think if we do turn up in that game, I think we will get a result against Chelsea. I think we can definitely get at them and put the pressure on them and be at our best. We have got the players and the quality to do it. It's just a case of whether the players want to turn up and play really and compete. So yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
much my answer.
yeah. It's always close games with Chelsea, Liverpool. We won lucky last
Mm,
year, I think. The
Nick,
1-1 draw. Yeah,
Nick,
go
what do you
on.
think about Aston Villa? After the sack of Steven Gerrard, did Aston
Yeah, I
Villa
think it's the
surprise you?
best thing for what's happened to them because they have good
I,
players at that club. Now Emery will do something. He's a experienced manager. That's what you need. I think they're going to get back and they won't go down. If they kept Gerrard, they could have easily gone down.
yeah,
Gerrard is not a big manager. He was a good player.
wait, Nick,
He was a
do,
great
do
player.
you
That's
think
all. Yeah.
do you think the players stopped playing for Gerrard?
No, it's
You
nothing to
don't
do.
think
No, they didn't stop playing for Gerrard.
Ger,
It's just it's
Ger,
not the players. It was Gerrard. Gerrard hasn't got a clue. It's like Frank Lampard. He couldn't manage Chelsea in the end. They're great players. They can't manage. You can't just go and manage your the team you were a legend at. Doesn't happen. Well, Gerrard wasn't a legend at Aston Villa, but he was a legend at Liverpool, and it shows. A manager is a different thing. You have to have experience with clubs, all clubs, big clubs. Emery has that, and they made a mistake, Arsenal, when they got rid of him. They got rid of him, and they were rubbish. If you remember, after Emery, they went down, down, down. Now they just got lucky with Arteta. He did nothing special for me. It's just they're playing with each other. They're happy because they're winning. Wait till things go bad, and you're going to see Arteta. Not long ago, they wanted Arteta out. There was singing Arteta out all the time. So don't think Arsenal are anything special. I'm telling you, they won't stay there. And they got, like I said, they will beat Tottenham in the North
Mm.
London Cup. That's what they're going to do.
Could I just
Yeah,
say something
you
about
can
the
come back
Gerrard
to
thing?
me if they don't, and they finish top 4. All of you come
Yeah,
back and tell me because I don't I believe
yeah, I
that.
agree.
Yeah,
Could I just say one thing about the Gerrard quickly?
yeah, of course,
Um,
yeah,
the Gerrard thing, like for me, obviously, like with Gerrard as a manager, from when I saw him at Aston Villa, when he first got there, he obviously played some all right football.
mm,
He got the team going, but then just things like I think what kind of like let him down towards the end. I think he started to realise that the Premier League as a whole, as a manager, is a bit of a big of a
mm,
step up from when he was a
yeah,
Scotland with Rangers. Is a massive step up because you're in the Premier League, you're playing against the best teams with the best players, and you're playing against top managers that know who are more experienced and more know a lot more in the game about you than you. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like with
mm,
Gerrard, I think what he should have done, I think what kind of I don't blame him for taking that job because it was a good opportunity for him. But I think what he should have done and would have been more sensible. I think he should have had another season or two in Rangers, and then see what he done there, and then maybe go and take a job in the Premier League and see what happens. But I think he just done it a bit too soon. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. It's like Lampard. All right, Lampard, he got a result the other day, but doesn't make him a great manager. He got a result at Everton, but they're not in a great position. But like you said, Gerrard was good at Rangers because it's a different league, a different opposition, and over there is Celtic and Rangers. That's it. And maybe Hibernian sometimes, Aberdeen sometimes. It's not a proper league like over here. Nowhere near.
Celtic
You
and
see the
Rangers is a good
European
rivalry
result.
to watch. It's a good game to watch.
You see you see the European results. How Celtic can't beat no one, no Rangers. No chance in hell to beat a European team. So that's why Gerrard, is not for him. He should go back to being a pundit and take Frank Lampard with him. That's what I think. Because they're not for
Frank
money.
Lampard is currently doing well. Lampard is currently doing well.
No, he's not doing well because he won one game. He won one game and he's not doing well, Adi. They were lucky to win.
He's still sitting at the middle of the table.
Yeah, that's not doing well, is it?
No, you
doing well,
don't
you have to
expect.
finish in the top four.
No, you don't.
You can't finish top four or fifth or sixth. You can't say you're doing well. Everton, wait. Now, Adi, you got it wrong. Everton is a massive club. Ask Dex here. Massive. Everton were formed before Liverpool. They were the team in Liverpool, Everton. Massive club. And they haven't done anything for
me.
Let me finish. Let me try because he doesn't know about Everton. Everton, I always liked Everton Football Club. I always wanted them to beat Liverpool, mainly because they were all blue, like us. I always wanted them to do well. I like Everton. I like the atmosphere at Goodison Park. It was like Chelsea, similar. So, but they're a massive club, and Lampard is not a massive manager. Don't get it wrong. If he doesn't get, they haven't won a trophy for centuries. They haven't finished top four for how long? I can't remember the last time they finished top four. I don't think they have in the Premiership. Maybe when it was League Division 1. So Lampard is not a manager, nor is Gerrard. They should get together and make a show on YouTube, the Lampard and Gerrard show. That's what they should do. It's not funny.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Certified. Do you agree with me, Certified?
About Everton, yeah. Everton is one of my peace teams, really. I don't have no beef with them. I'm being very honest.
Now, what do you think what I said about Lampard and Gerrard?
Yeah, as I've been saying as well, like not too good they're not good managers. Like I've always been against this player being managers thing. Legends, world class legends being managers. No, it doesn't work because you don't have the managing IQ and you don't have any qualifications. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
But Gerrard is different because the Scottish League has no competition apart from Rangers and Celtic. That's why it's such a great derby to watch. I even watch it. I even like watching their derby. Although I actually prefer Celtic.
That's the only game in Scotland.
Yeah, but it's still a big derby.
Yeah, it's massive. Celtic Rangers. It's been massive since football began. It's a religious affair. Celtic, they Catholics against the Protestants. Rangers are with the Union Jack. They are Protestants, don't forget. Liverpool is a Catholic town. Liverpool fans, most of them, I think they hate Rangers. You ask Dex here. Dex, when I used to go to Chelsea when I was young, Dex, let me tell you this story. I used to go in the old shed then, in those days, you either were with in Scotland, Celtic or Rangers. And we had a mixture in the shed. We used to sing it every game. They don't do it now because it's different fans. most half wanted with Celtic, half with Rangers. The ones with Rangers were the ones with England, Protestants and all that. The ones with Celtic were people like me, Christian Orthodox or Catholics. It was about religion. And football is about religion in a lot of teams. Dex knows. And you see when Rangers came to Liverpool, the atmosphere, the noise that he made. It was a great game, great atmosphere. The game was finished because it was so easy for Liverpool. But coming to the fans, something else. If you go to Celtic Rangers game, certified, you're going to see it's like Barcelona against Real Madrid. That's what it's like. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
yeah.
I had to say that, but it's true. But coming to Addy saying that Frank Lampard is doing well, no, he's not. He will never do well as a manager. Sorry.
Sorry, I had to laugh at that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can laugh. It's no problem. Addy, you want to respond?
I'm not laughing at what Ade said. I'm just laughing that, yeah. Ade, I'm not laughing at what you said. Like, I'm just laughing that, obviously Lampard, he's doing well at the moment, but I still don't think he's still not the right man for Everton. I think he's too he gets caught out a lot in games tactical wise, and I feel like some of the Everton players don't play for him. They only want to show really in moments. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's pretty much it.
Let me just say, hold on, Dex, for a second. The staff, you have to add your camera and mic so you can come on. I can see you're there trying to get in, but you're not on. You're not in the background yet. Device is not connected. Connect your devices, stuff. Try that. Or use the link in the chat if you can. Try that as well. Okay, go ahead, Dex. Sorry. Carry on, Dex. What you were saying.
No. I'm pretty much done what I said. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So we talked about them teams. Let's go to the bottom before we go to Salzburg. Forest are still bottom. Even after that great win, they're still bottom. Leicester, they went and won. Great, unbelievable result, really, 4-0. They won, didn't they? And who else was there? Bournemouth are actually playing right now. I don't know what's going on. I haven't got the TV on. I don't know what's going on with that match. If anyone knows, let me know.
I got a question.
It's going to be, there's about... Sorry? Certified?
Nil.
I got a question for everyone.
Nil.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So, do you think Liverpool sustain this run at Anfield, or do you think someone will beat them at Anfield this season?
Good question.
Say that again?
Do you think Liverpool sustain their unbeaten run at Anfield, or do you think someone will beat them this season at Anfield?
Yeah, it's very hard, but I think there will be someone, and it more or less be us. If anyone can beat Liverpool is Chelsea. Dex knows that. They were lucky not. We were unlucky. You see last
I
season
like
that
your
one.
answer, Nick. I like your answer.
No, but it's true though.
Yeah, I like your answer.
Last year, 10 men, and we go and get a 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah, but Nick, that's the power of Anfield. That's the 12th man, the fans. They play a massive part in the team's performance. But to answer Certified's question, obviously, unbeaten runs, they can't go on forever. Someone will always break a run. Someone will always break a run. Everyone will break a run. Do you know what I mean? Can't go on forever.
Team that can do it.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you?
It's hard to say.
I know what team that can do it. Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
I think Arsenal can. I think Arsenal can, I think
Yeah,
Arsenal
that's
can.
Arsenal now. I don't know. When do Arsenal
I
play
know
Liverpool?
they
Liverpool.
play them next year, but I do think they can beat and Liverpool at Anfield. They're
I
not
think
key.
you're wrong. I think it's not because Arsenal beat
And
Liverpool. No,
another team. I think
yeah.
Chelsea can.
No, we can because we proved it.
That's
I'm
the
not saying
thing.
because I'm a Chelsea fan, the Dex. We proved it every year. We're a better team, and we end up drawing because
Oh yeah.
of VAR and because of certain referees, which I don't want to mention that baldy Anthony Taylor of all people,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, no, I don't
you know.
disagree. And obviously, Chelsea gave us some good games over the years at Anfield.
We
They've been
always
very
have. It's going
tight.
to be close.
Yeah.
Very tight, good games. Very tight.
I,
It's
I,
going to be close, of
I'm
course.
not too sure about
Yeah.
Certify saying Arsenal though. I don't have to agree
No,
with
Arsenal
that.
won't get a result there.
I think Arsenal are one of
Liverpool,
those teams who are
Liverpool. By the Dex, by the time you play Arsenal, you're going to be on form. You're going to be where they are now. Arsenal, like I keep saying, they ain't going to stay there. No one believes me. No one. Yeah, but
I believe you,
let's
Nick.
see.
Nick, I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
because especially at Liverpool, Liverpool are going to murder them at Anfield because they're going to get revenge and they're going to want it badly.
And you
Arsenal
don't know
are
if
going to
Arsenal
be
get loads
put
of
in the
injuries by then
place.
as well.
Yeah, they haven't got any yet. Look, let them get one or two injuries. We have 3 players out. You have. We have the main players, County, Fafana, and James, of all people. If
Do you guys
Arsenal had
fancy?
3 of their players, yeah,
Do you
go
guys
on.
fancy Brentford to get a result? I mean, win at Anfield one or Fulham.
Yeah,
These surprise wins. Do you get what I'm saying? You never know. Do you feel like
yeah.
Fulham or Brentford can actually get a result and actually win at Anfield one day in some season in this season?
Fulham, yeah, they're doing great for
I
me.
think
Fulham
Fulham
can get a
can have a
result anywhere.
yeah.
They can
If
have one of those
Dex,
games.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. I know Anfield. Remember when Burnley won there? Remember when
yeah.
Burnley won there?
Like
I
I
think
said
Fulham
before,
can also do
Certifier,
it as well.
any team, any Premiership team against anyone, anyone can beat anyone. That's why they're Premiership. Fulham, Bournemouth, all these teams down there, they can. Forest, of course, they've done it. They can beat the big teams. They can beat us. It happens. It happened last year. We draw too many against Burnley and I think Bournemouth. Look at Brentford, the fresh class.
Look at
So
Newcastle.
it
Look
can
at
happen.
Newcastle. Look
Yeah,
at
look at
Newcastle. They're
Newcastle.
fourth right. They're fourth. You got to be listen. They're gonna spend in
Now,
January. They're gonna spend
yeah,
in January, and they're
yeah, go
very
sorry, yeah, deals. Let's
they
go.
got money to.
Yeah,
That's one team. That's
yeah.
one team in the Premier League that's got money more than anybody else in the Premier League.
Because not just the
So,
money,
but they haven't got
the
the squad. They
deals.
haven't got the squad. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, not just the money. The players who are playing right now, like Amaron and
Yeah.
Callum Wilson, look what they're doing. Unbelievable. And everyone thought Amaron was a waste of money, but look at him now. They have faith. We don't have faith in our players sometimes. And we're quick to, let's get him out. He's no good.
No, you know what
Newcastle
it
are
is,
doing the
Nick.
right thing and he's
You know what?
showing.
Do you know what it is, Nick?
Yeah,
You know what it is, Nick? At Chelsea,
Yeah.
we needed a rebuild for like I think 2 years now. We needed a rebuild. If you look at the team, roughly in the midfield, you have to look in the midfield, really in the midfield, because if you look at how Jorginho's been playing, he's played the same way over 2 years, over 3 years. He's never changed his style of play. Never. If you look at how Jorginho's played, he's always kept it on the style he plays. If you know what I mean, Nick.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Same with cover. Same
Yeah,
with
I mean,
the thing is, we haven't got the players in the midfield that can play a certain
we haven't
formation.
got them.
This is we haven't got them.
Without fancy. Who do we have? We have cover. Jorginho's, he can't do that. He can't go forward as much as we want. He controls the game, yes, but when you need a creator to, get that ball somehow to Aubameyang or Sterling
Like
or
Fabregas
Bronze or
days.
anyone.
Like
They
Fabregas
can't
days.
do it.
Like Fabregas days.
Yeah, that's
Remember
what I'm talking
Fabregas?
about.
Yeah. Fabregas,
Oh
Matip
yeah, don't
days.
tell me Fabregas
Them
was
days,
a legend.
them days were good because we had the midfield
Yeah,
that can operate and that can provide for our strikers. We haven't got that right now.
yeah, we haven't. And the other thing is, I hope January we go for a midfielder like a Ruben Neves for me. Neves will be ideal for this club. Imagine him, in the middle there, creating for the forwards. We need someone like him. There's another player in Brighton. What's his name? Another good player. I forgot his name right now.
Casado.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Casado. Another.
Yeah,
He's good as well. I heard. Let's see what he
yeah.
does, Potter, in January. But we
And
definitely need to
we're looking
get that
we're looking at
midfield.
we're looking at Bruno Guimaraes as well from Newcastle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I doubt that will happen this January. I think
No.
that's a transfer.
Yeah. So
That's a transfer on like in the summer or something. That's if Newcastle don't make top four.
yeah. I mean, Newcastle, they're looking really good. The team in form right now. We say Arsenal are, but for me, Newcastle are more for me. Arsenal are top.
I think we
But
can
for
beat Arsenal.
me,
By the way, I think we can beat Arsenal. By the way, when they
we
come
have
November the
to.
6th.
It's not. We have to, and we.
Yeah,
It's not long now. It's not.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not this Saturday. It's the next.
Yeah, I
We
know.
have to beat them.
No, I
And
know.
the
I
only
know.
bad thing about deals, the only bad thing about this fixture is
It's
a
12
12
o'clock.
o'clock
Yeah,
kickoff, and you know what Chelsea do at 12 o'clock kickoffs. We
yeah,
haven't won one
yeah,
for ages. We just can't
yeah.
play that sort of time. I hope somehow we do. God,
What's your thoughts
it's
on
really.
Potter? What's your thoughts on Potter changing the form? The sub. He done a sub at 35 minutes. It was 30 minutes in. At Man
Yeah,
United, he changed it.
yeah,
Do
he
you think it's
broke
because he
over.
knew? Is it
Yeah, I mean,
because
I
he
could see. I
knew?
was screaming for something, and I'm glad he did it when he did it. He didn't wait too long. He
Yeah,
broke over on and he changed the game. We were more the attacking team. We were threatening, and
yeah,
even in the second half, we carried it on because of cover. But cover
yeah.
can't do it by himself.
He
We don't.
can't.
We need look without Kanti. We need someone, and we're not going to have Kanti back for 4 months.
Yeah,
So it's crazy. At the moment, we just have to get someone in January.
yeah,
Um, if we can get Ruben Neves, that's a guy I want to see at Chelsea.
yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of Fabregas a lot. You know, it'd be great to get him if we can. Bowley's got the money.
Nick,
There's no,
Nick, do
worry
you
about it.
believe
Yeah,
do you believe Potter has a style of play at Chelsea yet, or he's at the? Have you seen it?
no, he hasn't.
Have you
He
seen it?
hasn't. No, I haven't
No.
seen his style yet. We're not going to see it for a long time. He's tried
Yeah,
different. You see, every game, different formations. He changes
yeah,
it during the game. He's trying to get there. Even
yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't know yet because he hasn't got
yeah,
the right players. Once he
yeah,
gets, get his own players in, get a couple in January, then we're going to see a different Chelsea. I'm sure. He has
yeah,
to, and we're going to have an identity in there, which we haven't had for a long time. We didn't have under Frank Lampard. We didn't have under Tuchel. The last time we had anything was under Conte when we won the league.
yeah, yeah,
We will get there. I'm not worried at all. I trust Potter will get there, even if he got a few things wrong against United, which he did.
Ask you a
He will
question.
learn. Yeah, go ahead, Dex.
How long will you give Potter?
2 years.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Deals.
how long?
Yeah, for me, roughly the same. Really, we have to give him this year. Just
Nick,
come in.
please, a
Yeah.
minute. Read what Staff said. Staff said you have to send the link to his other WhatsApp, other Twitter
Again,
rather,
I've sent him how many times?
other Twitter.
Where to
Other
send it? Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Read what he said in the private chat. Read what he said in the private chat.
Oh, all right. Let me read. I didn't read it. Sorry.
Go on. You can go on. You can go on, guys.
Yeah, carry on, Dex.
No, I was just basically like,
Yeah, I
I just
was
wanted to
saying.
know.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
was saying. Roughly, we give him this year to. We have to give him see what he does. Even if we finish fifth and we don't make top four, we can't say Potter out. So, like Deal said, we have to give him 2 years. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I want to hear Certify's opinion because
certify.
he's had
Yeah.
a few bits to say about Potter. Like Certify, how long would you give Potter at Chelsea? So is Certify?
I think he's busy. I think he's busy.
No, I think certified is busy. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it's
about you?
news.
What about you, Ade? How long would you give Potter?
I think I'm gonna give Potter the I think the point is the owner are willing to give him 4 5 years. They said is for the future. So I think I'm gonna give him as long as he's he's showing positive vibes. So I'm gonna give him like 2 years, 3 years. Nothing stopping us from giving him more than that. The idea is come to build a team. I think you gave Klopp probably 3 years before Klopp started winning, reasonable trophy for Liverpool. So I don't see anything wrong in trying to give Porter 3 4 years. We've been asking for consistency. We asked for consistency. So I think here is a time, a chance to prove yeah,
Yeah,
we need that continuity in managerial career. So I think it's gonna be a great idea giving him 3 4 years time. I'm not in a hurry to win trophies. I think the trophies are not going anywhere as long as the team is developing. As long as it's developing. I would have loved to give Tuku this this kind of contract, but Tuku is so stubborn, like Nick do say. He's so stubborn. Tuku wouldn't have taken off Cucurella if it was Tuku. Tuku will leave Cucurella till probably 70 something minute, and it will be too late. That's just it.
hmm yeah, yeah. Let's go back to you, Deals. We talked about Chelsea, of course, against United.
Yeah,
If anything else, anything you want to say on that game, go ahead,
yeah,
and then we
yeah.
come
I
to
feel that
yeah, go.
Sterling and Bamiyang, they had a rough game. I feel that that's because our midfield was isolated, and I feel that if our midfield wasn't isolated, I reckon they would have had more chances.
Yeah, yeah. Not only that, I think for me, Sterling was invisible.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have played the game. He was off form. Why you start him? That's why I didn't like what Pablo did. And
Mason
why you
Mount,
take a
and
time?
Mason Mount, and Mason Mount. Mason Mount
Mason
was
Mount, yeah,
non-existent.
Mason
Was
Mount
non.
comes.
He was not. He was not existed as well. He was like none of the front three was on non-existed. Like I feel that if our front
Yeah,
three was more fluid and we got at Man United's attack, I reckon we would have got more highly rated of that game. But a lot of people are saying that we didn't have a good game, and I feel that is true. But I think it was fair to be a draw. Fair. It was a fair game to be a draw.
yeah. In the end, it was fair, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
gave it
sure.
away. We gave the 2 points away. That's the problem.
And
I was
I
really
don't know,
going crazy after the
Nick. I don't know if you've seen it a lot, yeah. But I think at Stamford Bridge, we've always conceded late games. We've always
yeah.
conceded at late games.
And the problem is, years ago we used to hold on to 1-0s, 2-1s. Now, if we go behind, I mean, if they get the equaliser, we can't go. And we done it against Palace. That was great, but
Yeah,
that was the
but
first
that's the
time
thing.
since how long?
That's the thing. I saw
You know?
when Man United were pushing balls into the box. I was screaming out. Our defenders to head the ball, clear the ball, and it
Yeah,
never occurred.
yeah, yeah. It's true. We have to move on though. we have to look to Salzburg. We're going to talk about that now tomorrow night. For me, it's a hard game. If we get anything out of there, a draw, a complaint, it won't be easy.
No.
We can finish the job. We got Salzburg and Zagreb at the bridge, which I'm actually going to that game. I have a ticket for Zagreb. I couldn't get an Arsenal one. I was already gutted. I can't get an Arsenal one.
Yeah.
I'm going to against Zagreb.
No, Nick. I got a site for that one. I got a site for the Arsenal one. For the Arsenal one at home, I got a site. I'll send it to you.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I got a site for tickets and that. I've got a site store.
Send it to me as well.
Let us know.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I will. I'll send you the link over for the ticket store.
Which I know most of them.
It does work though. It does work. Yeah, go on.
It's not one of those fraudsters.
No. I went to the Tottenham and Leicester one, and I've got proof that I went to Leicester and Tottenham one because my Instagram.
I think Devils, I have your Instagram. I think you're on the group, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll DM it to you. So.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Let's welcome Stav as well. He's finally made it. Stav, can you hear us? Let's see if we can talk. He had bad connections and that, with his phones. And can you hear us, Stav?
You have to put me in.
Sorry, go ahead. No, we can see you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Big up, Stav.
Welcome, Stav.
Stav, long time no see, G.
I've never seen you. What you're on about? Only ever heard you.
Oh man.
Stav's been in hiding. The
I know,
British
man's been
government.
hiding,
what's it called? The trust, Prime Minister Trust has been after him. Now they put that, what's his name? Did you hear what happened today? We have a new Prime Minister.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, what's his Patel?
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about it still. I heard about it still.
Oh my God. Yeah, Stav, welcome to the stream. We've been talking about Chelsea United. You probably heard everything. I don't know if you heard everything. We talked about the top 5-6 teams. I'd like to hear what you have to say about Chelsea United game.
I've heard various things. I heard the bit where Certified was mullering the players, attacking the players. I've heard other people attacking Potter. For me, Potter did get it wrong because he should have went with the back four.
100%.
If he's not got Koulibaly available, he should have gone with the back four. But we know that that's a fixation, right? That Tuchel also had a back three, and obviously he used Cucurella at Brighton, but Brighton are a different animal from us. But he got that bit wrong. We have issues with the right back or right wing back, depending on how you're going to look at it. Again, right, I could go back and mention Tuchel because we had a kid who he said he was last summer, right, after the season started, he said he was definitely going to bring him back, right, and he was going to be in the squad, and where is he? He's playing in the Championship or whatever, right. I believe that we should have kept Colwill, right, and I believe we should have kept Lampard.
100% we should have. Yeah, I agree.
I've said that 100 times, right? We could have.
I remember. Yeah.
We could have 4, maybe 5 players who have gone out on loan who could have been like in the B list because they're under 21, and that includes Billy Gilmore. That for me is a travesty, right? Potter bought him, right? He should never have been sold. If Bowley knew 3-4 weeks before that he wasn't sure about Tuchel, he should have said to Billy Gilmore, "You're going nowhere. You're staying here. Just wait, right? And if you're not happy January, you can go on loan."
Yeah.
Right? Just found a way of getting around it to keep him. A lot of the problems we're having now, people are going to shout at me. I'll go back to Tuchel, right? It's as simple as that. Because he got rid of players we should have retained, right? You're playing the Champions League has to finish a month before it normally does, right? And you got to squeeze all these extra games in by mid-November. Usually it's mid-December the Champions League finishes. You've got the World Cup. You look at our squad. We've got loads of internationals, right? And we're going to go to the World Cup. They come back, they get 6 days rest. The ones who, if any of them get to the end of the World Cup, and then they're playing again on Boxing Day. Right? Nobody put any real thought into how to build that squad to take into account all these games we're going to be playing. Right? We had the Nations League, right? Final games. But whether there was a Nations League or not makes no difference because there were international weeks anyway. So even if you weren't in the Nations League, they would have been playing friendlies. The point of the Nations League is to make it more important than just playing stupid friendlies. So you had that. Come March, right, the European Championship qualifiers start. So there you've got another 2 games there, which people weren't planning for. It was just like, I just can't understand, right? And I can't blame Potter because he had no say in all that, right? So I can't blame him. He's had what? Is it 9, 10 games unbeaten? And the only player he really knows is Cucurella. Yeah. So he's obviously going to trust him, isn't he? Because he knows him. But he still has to learn about the rest of the squad, and the squad have to learn about him, about his methods, the way he wants to play. But the difference is, when he realised that it wasn't working, he made the change, and he went to a back 4, and he sacrificed his man to do it. Right? So I don't care. I'm willing to give him the time to get things right. But with regards to the game on Saturday, it's I think like we scored the penalty because we were starting to take a bit of control, and they couldn't cope with us as much, and they were just going onto a counter. But when you come back to it, right, they were the better team over the full 90 minutes for me, right? And with regards to their goal, right, it was a great finish, and poor Kepa, right, he pushed the ball. It was a great save on the initial header, and he's pushed it onto the woodwork. Right now, that could have rebounded to the side, right? Whatever, right? He actually made a save. He was beaten by the ricochet off the woodwork, right? And he had no other way of stopping it from going in. So I just wanted to mention that about Kepa, right? He's without doubt at this moment in time this year, right? And you go back to the other games he played when Mendy was away. He's our best keeper at the moment. Mendy's conceded 35 goals since January. Right? Kepa conceded that many in his first season under Sarri in 9 months of solid playing football. Don't forget we had the summer, right? So Mendy wasn't playing the full 9 months, right? And he was away after most of January. So he's the informed keeper, right? He's better with his feet. He looks a lot more confident. To be honest, I thought Mendy was starting to lose it a bit. He looked less confident than he has been, right? So the right man's in goal. He was unlucky, but I heard you discussing Jorginho. I think Dale said that he's playing the same way he has been for 2 years, all this kind of stuff. Right? I understand his merits, right? But his merits are not necessary against teams that go low block and sit back. There's no pace to control, right? So he's not necessary, right? Yes, Champions League, I get it.
Yeah.
Right? Yep, Italian football, I would get it. Yep, international football, I would get it. But when it's blood and thunder, Premiership, right, and even FA Cup, because some of these small teams will go for you, like they come at you. Now, if you watched on Saturday, he gave the free kick away because he was too slow to react, and then he's like trying to chase him down, and he's hacking at him, and he brings him down. Right? Those of us who've been going, say 10 years, no, 20 years, right? Most of us have been going more than
100
at least, right? Yeah, at least that, right? But I'm talking about the Roman Abramovich era, right?
Yeah.
Makelele would not have allowed him to even get past him. Makelele would have read the situation. He would have reacted to it, right? And Kante is same. He would have harried him, right, and tried to close him down, and he would have only fouled him as a last resort. But Jorginho, right, and I had the same issue. Don't get me wrong, I used to like Mikel, but Mikel was similar in that once he was past, he was struggling to track back and catch people, and that's when we used to get caught out then as well. But with Mikel, he was converted. He was an attacking mid who was converted to defensive mid, so he had reason. But every time I see Jorginho on the team sheet, right, I do get nervous. And on my Facebook page, Saturday, I posted the team in the Facebook group, and at the top I put, already having nightmares with Cucurella and Jorginho, because I knew Cucurella would be weak in a 3, right? And I get it. Potter trusts him because he's had him and he's the player he knows the most. But I wouldn't have put him there. But he had no choice if he wanted to play the 3.
Yeah.
But this fixation about playing 3 at the back, right? Everybody said, and I'm sure Dales will probably agree with this and certified as well. Everyone used to say, "Oh, we've got to play a back 3 because the players we've got can't play in a 4, etc., etc." Right? Rudiger can't play in the 4. Where's Rudiger playing at Real Madrid? He's playing in the 4.
Playing in the 4, yeah.
Right? For Germany, sometimes it's a 3, sometimes it's a 4. Every one of those players, including Alonso, right, played in the 4 for Spain and Aspi, right? When you play people in a 4, the right back and the left back, right, they have to have the sense of when to go forward and attack, right? If you're a wing back, you have to attack because you're the ones providing the width, right? And then you get caught up pitch. But full backs, left and right, they can time their runs, they can work out when to attack, and they don't both have to go. But the wing backs are the ones who are providing the width, so they have to go. But the problem we've got with wing backs is they become inverted and they go inside, right? And if you're not playing natural wingers, nobody goes out to drag out defenders and open up the gaps in the opposition defence. And that's why we have trouble breaking down low block defences. Tomorrow it's going to be a really tough game, right? I'm not certain what's going to happen. Last time I went to Austria, we drew 1-1. I don't know if you went, Nick. Austria, Vienna.
Yeah, what a
90,
hard game tomorrow. God.
yeah,
I
94.
said it, I said we'd be grateful for a draw because it won't be easy. We have
Yeah,
Zagreb to come, which I'm going
especially,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you play in a team with a coach
Yeah.
who's methodical and watches you, right? Watches videos, whatever, right? And they know how you're going to play. The thing I like about Potter is he's not scared to adapt and change, and he'll play more than one system. And I understand, like I said about Koulibaly being injured, but then he should have went with a 4, right? And Tuchel did that all the time. He was fixated with that system, right, of 3 at the back, because he wanted to play with 2 wing backs, right? But once you lost Reece James, right, and
Fofana.
no, once we lost Reece James, I'm about last season, for example, Chilwell.
Yeah.
You have to adapt.
Oh yeah, Chilwell and Reece James, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't got them two, right? You don't stick rigidly to a system. You have to go with a system that suits the available players in the squad. When we played 4 at the back, right, I challenge anybody to argue with me. Although I'm sure some people will, right? When we went 4 at the back, right, Ziyech was outstanding. He was our main man, our most creative player. He won 3 Man of the Match awards in a row, 2 Goal of the
Problem
Month.
with Ziyech can't play in a back 3. That's the thing. Back 4.
No, see, the problem with Ziyech, Ziyech has got attitude problems, and I think his time at Chelsea is done.
Yeah, it's gone. Right, Tails, let me just say
so.
this, right?
Well,
I watched him before we signed him, right? Because Nick tell you I follow Ajax as well, right? If Chelsea and the Ajax teams are not clashing, I'll watch Ajax as well, right? And if I can find a stream on the tablet, I'll watch Ajax on the tablet. So I saw him before we signed him. Even before he played against us, right? In those 2 games, right? The guy isn't a super sub. He has to start from the beginning. There's players, right, who will not come on as a sub and hit the ground running straight away. And what a lot of people don't realise is he was out for nearly 9 months. He'd only played twice in 9 months, right, when he was at Ajax. And we signed him. And then the Dutch league closed down. So he didn't play during the summer. So he was already behind everybody. Then he got injured, right, under Lampard. Came back, got injured again, right? So he's never really had a settled period until January, February of this year when he started doing it. But when, excuse me, but when the owner...
Go and have some water. Go and take a drink of water.
No, I'm all right now. I've had a drink.
I'm going now. Carry on. I'm just going to be 1 second.
Yeah, got a ball near me. Right, when the owner goes to you in the summer, right, and tells you the manager doesn't want you, the coach doesn't want you, which was Tuchel at the time, find another club, right? So remember, as I said, he was our best player for the period of time, and Tuchel just dropped him for no reason, right? He did everything he asked him. He played where he wanted him. He tracked back. He played with right wing back and all that stuff, right? He was tracking back and making tackles in our box, right? He did everything, and then Tuchel dumped on him, right? Now I get he does have how can I put it? It's not an attitude problem, right? If you like go back to his past as a kid and stuff like that, right? He's determined, right, and he doesn't take no shit, basically, right? Because his dad died when he was young. He went on the drugs, and his brother got him off the drugs, right? And that's when he started playing football to get away from that. So there's a background, right, to why he is difficult to deal with. I'm not saying he's not, But he did what Tuchel wanted him to do, and Tuchel dumped on him. Then Bowley goes and says to him, right, find another club. If you remember, he played at Leeds, right, and the story broke that he got a flight from Leeds to Amsterdam to talk to Ajax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd asked Leeds, right, and we'd asked AC Milan for £8.4 million for him, right? But the minute he went and had talks with Ajax, we were asking 40 million. We were doing a Seville, what Seville did with us over Kunde, right? And we're asking 40 million, which is 7 million more than we paid for him. And he was 2 years older, right? So obviously he's walking around angry as sin, right? Not happy, right? He wanted to go back to Ajax, resurrect his career, right? And if we couldn't come to an agreement over cash, just loan him to them, right? Because he's doing nothing now, is he? He's probably not even going to play, right? He might come on for 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, right? If he'd have loaned him, he could have gone and played for Ajax, would have been in the Champions League shop window, all this kind of stuff. Then you get clubs like after him again and sell him either in January or next summer, right? But no, we punched him about, right? And I can understand why he's not happy, right? I don't know if Potter doesn't rate him or whatever and doesn't feel that he's got what it takes, right? But yeah, I admit that he is a tough character, right? And he's got a personality where he takes no crap. And basically, we've treated him crap. Right, I'm a Chelsea fan first. No one person is more important than the club. But I can still see, right, that we haven't treated him right. He hasn't been treated right. Not since the end of last February. Right, and you can't go to a player, tell him that, right? And then you're asking other clubs for peanuts, and then when his previous club comes in, you're wanting 40 million for him, right? He's 30, isn't he? 29 coming on to 30, right? You can't be expecting 40 million for a player you pay 33, right? And he's 2 years older, right? If you can't get the money for him, right, just let him go on loan. What's the problem? If you like don't want him, let him go on loan. And I remember Potter hadn't even come in yet, right? And I don't know, like a lot of our problems, right, relate back to the summer, right? And it wasn't handled properly, right?
It wasn't.
I don't have an issue with the sacking because he was offered more say, more authority, right?
So what you're saying is Tuchel knew that he was going to get sacked. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, right, they said to Tuchel, we want you to be more involved, right? We want you to work with Neil Bath with the academy because they wanted all the teams to play the same way, right? But Tuchel just wants to turn up on the morning, do his training sessions, and then go to games and pick the team and tactics and stuff like that. He didn't want involvement in developing the club. Now, my one abiding memory of when he became manager and he arrived at Chelsea, right, at Cobham, and he did his first interview. I know that Chelsea have got one of the best academies in Europe, if not the world, and I've always loved, right, playing young lads, the youth and kids. Has he shown any of that? No. Chalobah is the only one, right? And Chalobah only got kept and put in the team because the Kunde deal collapsed, right? That's the only one, right? Everyone else, like Mason, Ruben, all the Reece, right? All established players. They were all already established players, right? And knocking into their 20s. Billy Gilmore, how can you say he's no good for the midfield because he's too small? Anybody, and I'm sure you have, Dales, who saw, right, Dennis Wise will just laugh at that,
Yeah,
right? Laugh at that.
Well,
It's
you will laugh at that
media,
as
and
well.
then,
Yeah,
and ultimately, when he sold him, what did he say? Oh, he said Billy went to Norwich. It didn't go well for him. He got dropped. He got relegated, and it's not easy to come back and be in Chelsea's midfield. In your world, Tuchel, right? In your world, because you didn't want him, right? But that belittled,
yeah,
right? Demeaned Billy in public,
that was
right? Now, even if
yeah,
even if I get past that the way he treated him, right? The point is that shows to me that Tuchel's character is that I'm the boss, I'm God, right? And if I don't want you, I don't want you, and you'll play where I want you to play, and you'll do this and you'll do that. And that's what happened at PSG. He fell out with Cavani. Cavani left, went to Man United. Right? What a striker that bloke is. Even at Man U, the quality of his goals, right? He fell out with Neymar. Deals you must have seen on Chelsea Perspective, right? On
yeah,
Coachilla's channel, where
yeah,
it was
yeah,
mentioned about him hugging Neymar, right? And then Neymar walking away with a big grin on his face and punching his fists in the air and waving to somebody in the stands, happy. Right now,
yeah.
I'm the one who sent Coachella that video. Right, everywhere he's gone, he's falling out with the players and he's falling out with the bosses. Right now, I never wanted American owners. I'm not going to lie, right, because they have a different vision of sport.
What's
Right?
your thoughts on Ronaldo then? Because what I heard is Tom Bowley said to Tuchel that he wanted Ronaldo.
Yeah, because they at the end of the day, right? They only
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the
That's
Ronaldo. They only see the Ronaldo that they saw on TV. The
money.
Ronaldo at his peak and
yeah,
his celebrity and all that stuff, right? Whether
yeah,
he'd be good for Chelsea or not,
And it's
I'm
and
neither, I'm neither here
stuff.
nor
Before
there.
you go ahead, yeah. Deals. It's all rubbish. It's all false talk as usual.
you don't believe it,
No,
Nick.
yeah, it's not. It's not on Twitter. I haven't heard it from anyone, any special journalist or anyone. It's all
Yeah,
Chelsea fans talking
Yeah, we're
on
just assuming
Twitter
that
as
he'll come to
usual.
Chelsea.
And
Ben
even
Jacobs
they
said it
say,
though.
wait a minute, sir,
Jake.
wait a minute. Even they
Yeah.
said about Kovacic that he wants to go. That's a lot of nonsense. He doesn't want to go.
So
You
why did Ben Jacobs?
talk,
Why did Ben Jacobs
yeah.
come out with saying it? Then why did Ben Jacobs say
Yeah,
that?
Ben
because
Jacobs is nothing special as well. I don't trust none of them. Him
Yeah,
Nick,
or
yeah,
Nick,
or
Nick,
anyone. I don't listen to
Nick,
them. If I don't see from Chelsea, I don't believe nothing.
yeah,
Nick, Nick. Listen,
Yeah, go
Nick.
on, sir.
Ben Jacobs, right, is quite close to Bowley, right?
Yeah,
Bowley
yeah,
in American sport, right, is all about marketability as well and stuff like that.
mm,
I
yeah.
don't know if it's true or not
Yeah, but
that he
if
wants
it's true, even if it's true, wait a minute, even if it's true, only wants Ronaldo, I'm sure he's going to ask Potter what he thinks. And I'm sure
yeah,
Potter ain't going to say yes. We're trying to build a
yeah,
team, he should tell them. We're trying to build
yeah.
a future.
I
What
don't
do you buy
care.
me for? You brought me here
Yeah,
to make to make the team to rebuild, which haven't even got any players yet. He has to tell him all
yeah.
this.
Built for the
100%.
future
Ronaldo
as
will
well.
only destroy the club completely. Bowley,
Yeah,
he can't say it right now, but I'm sure he will.
yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah, I
he's
can't.
only he doesn't
No
see.
way is Ronaldo coming. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, he doesn't see
I don't think
he doesn't
that's
see the personality, Nick. He doesn't see the
yeah,
personality,
So the
right?
media's pushing it.
yeah.
The
But
media's pushing it because
he needs Potter to tell him. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure
thing is,
Potter
when you
knows
go
what's
back,
going on.
right, Nick, when you go back to the beginning when
Yeah,
Roman first came in
yeah,
and Peter Kenyon was the chief executive and he was the one who dealt with all the
yeah,
transfers, right? None of this Avram Grant and Michael Emenalo BS, right? Two bit, the pair of them, right?
yeah. Ken was
Avram
something
Grant,
else.
right? Cost us Jose Mourinho the first time round, right?
Yeah, I
He
remember
wanted the
that.
job and he was stirring it. All this BS that the players fell out with Jose and they didn't want him and stuff like that. That's BS, right? That was Avram Grant,
Mm,
right? Because he's Israeli. Roman is Jewish. They're good friends. Right. And I saw
Yeah.
Avram Grant when he was coaching Israel against Cyprus, and he was garbage. Even then, he didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
But he
just
was a
Roman. He was
backstabber.
Roman's friend. We
Yeah.
knew. Yeah,
But he was a
I mean, he was
backstabber.
Roman's friend.
Yeah, but
That's
he was
why
a
he brought him
backstabber,
in.
Nick. Yeah,
He
Nick.
was
But he was a
desperate
backstabber.
for a job, and he asked Roman, "Please, Roman, bring me to church."
Well, he wanted. Yeah,
Yes.
Nick.
Yeah,
Nick.
go.
He wanted to get rid of Steve Clark, right?
Yeah,
In the
imagine.
January,
Yeah.
and Jose turned around and said, "Well, if you want, right, and you want to bring Avram Grant in and get rid of Steve Clark, I can just give you my resignation now." Like all this nonsense that Jose was all about
Yeah.
himself.
And in
Right?
the end, we lost Steve. Steve Clark left
Yeah.
as well. God.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Eventually. But the
And look
point
at
I'm
Steve
trying
Clark
to
now.
make,
Yeah.
yeah. But the point
I
I'm trying to
know.
make is right under Kenyon, right,
Yeah.
and Jose, right. We looked at the character and the personality of the players we were bringing in, what they were like, whether they could blend in to a squad, whether they were troublemakers, or that kind of
Exactly.
stuff, right?
And we don't have that.
And
now.
no, we don't do that now. We just say, somebody goes, he's a good player. They don't think about checking the personality. Even with Ranieri, right? He brought in Veron, Mutu, and Crespo, and Veron and Mutu, right? Their attitude stank, and they wanted out straight away. Crespo went back to Italy because his wife didn't like London, but Jose talked him into coming back because we knew that his personality, right? Crespo's personality was good, but it was just his wife didn't want to be in London. And he got him back and we won the second title, right? But we always checked. But the Americans are all about image, marketability, all this kind of BS, right? And
Yeah,
that's why he wants.
Yeah.
If he wants Ronaldo, that's why, right? But the thing I've
I
said this
think-
many times,
Yeah. Go.
right? Yeah, so that's a no-no anyway. I don't care if he brings them in.
I don't
It's
think.
his
Yeah.
money.
Even I think
If he brings them in, it's his money.
I think. Wait a minute. So, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
When it was too cool, right?
Yeah.
Bowley did want Ronaldo. I believe that when he was too cool, he wanted Ronaldo, and Tuchel said no, and that's another point he got fired. Not just that. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a lot of points he got fired. We know out of position players, not informed players. There's a lot of things. But now
Yeah.
I don't think Bowley. I don't
No,
think
he won't
Bowley's
do
thinking about Ronaldo
No.
right now.
We moved on.
Especially
I think we've moved
Graham
on.
Potter. Yeah, especially with Graham Potter coming in to rebuild this club,
Yeah.
to rebuild a new structure. That's what Bowley wants. So don't
Yeah, the other thing
believe
is, guys,
Jacob, what's his name, or Matt Law, or anyone else. They're all frauds to me, all of them.
Nick,
I don't believe in this journal.
The other thing, right? Going back to Man United, right? We've signed Zakaria, right? And everybody's basing it on what he did for Switzerland, etc., right? But why were Juventus willing to let him go, right? Tuchel didn't want to pick him, and now Potter doesn't want to pick him, right? Is he turning up at training with a bad attitude? Everybody keeps going on about Ziyech.
It's crazy. It's like Zakaria.
I heard he said
stuff.
something.
I said it the other day. Deals one minute. I said it the other day. Zakaria is like a whodunit series.
Nobody knows a thing about him.
That's what it is.
Right? You've only
No
ever
one
you've
knows
only ever
nothing
seen
about
him.
him. We haven't seen him. He's on the bench every game. Doesn't get even 5 minutes. We don't know, and when we needed a midfielder against United, he was
I heard he said
sitting
something
there
I heard he said something to Potter.
go.
I heard he said something cheeky to Potter, something rude to Potter. He said something under the lines, why are you not playing me?
Yeah, I heard about that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things we don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but
a problem. It's a mystery.
Nick, just let me.
Yeah.
Nick, let me just say this, right? We're having problems every game, right? Yeah. Relating back to the summer. And again, right, Tuchel kept saying time and time again, midfield's not an issue, right? It's not
Yeah,
a problem,
yeah.
right?
I remember that.
So
Yeah, you're right.
Gallagher came back. He tried to convert Gallagher to a defensive midfielder, which he isn't, right? And then he decided Gallagher isn't good enough, and he wanted to get rid of him, right? Because he wasn't what he thought was going to be a top DM. So the day before the transfer window closes, he suddenly decides he wants a DM, right? And we go after what's his name. We go after what's his name at Ajax, right? Yeah, right. He's a good defensive mid, right? And he's got good distribution and stuff like that, right? The day before, right? And then we're trying to sell Ziyech to Ajax for 40 million. Does anybody really think that Ajax are going to turn around and go, yeah, okay, you can have him?
No.
Like shit, right? And they'd already sold 7 or 8 of their first team squad. They weren't going to let another one go. So you give them Ziyech, right? Yeah. Say, okay, you can have Ziyech on loan, sell what's his name to us, right? And
Alvarez.
Alvarez, right? But that's Tuchel again, pouncing around, right? Trying to convert players. Right? He didn't want a striker, did he? He didn't want a striker, right?
He didn't want a number 9 centre forward, did he?
Yeah, and hang on, in June, sorry, like when we went out on pre-season and that, right? And Brozier had to come back because he had a minor injury. And he said Brozier's the star of the future. He's not going anywhere. He played it all big. Like, he bigged him up and everything, right?
Yeah.
Come August, he wants to sell him, right? Because he doesn't believe he's good enough, having watched him in training. Right?
No, because he doesn't believe in a centre forward.
Yeah, but he doesn't
proper
trust
centre forward.
Yeah, he doesn't trust the young lads. And he also said he didn't want a number 9.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He also said he didn't want a number 9. Next thing you know, the week
he
before, 2 weeks before, he wants Aubameyang, right? He wants a number 9. Right? Ask yourself, right? Dembele, right? All that nonsense.
I don't think Stav, I don't think
I don't believe Aubameyang. I don't believe.
Yeah, the deals. At the end, I don't think he was thinking straight. That's another reason he got the sacked. Yeah, after that divorce, like you said it stuff before, after that divorce, he affected mentally. Mentally,
I never mentioned it.
Guys, can I just say something? So people have been talking. Wait, can I just say something?
Was it me or you? I don't know. But mentally, go ahead, Certifier. Yeah.
Yeah, just quickly.
Yeah, we were talking. Someone was talking about Tuchel and
I was listening.
What happened with Brozier? Go. Oh yeah.
Anyway, I know it was very disappointing. Yeah, like some of the things Tuchel did, I didn't understand. It was like he was contradicting himself a bit. Do you get what I'm saying? But do you guys? We had a space yesterday. I had it with Philip, King, Black, Text, and then we spoke about the similar situation Stav was talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? And then we said people started blaming Bowley for Tuchel's sacking, but let's be honest, it wasn't Bowley's fault. Do you get what I'm saying? Bowley, just like a new owner came in. Let's be honest, he sacked all the board that Tuchel himself didn't want. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Marina, he didn't have good relationship with the board. Am I right?
Yeah, that's all part of it, isn't it?
Exactly. Let me tell you something. Exactly. Just for this season, Bowley asked him to help him out with transfers and help him do the calls, as he's the one going to be buying players, which normally owners don't do. Do you get what I'm saying? He doesn't know anything about football. But what a real person does in this situation, he would agree to help Bowley out, direct him the ways of. He could have just said, you know what, before we start the signings, let's get a sporting director in. Since we got rid of this board, here's some sporting directors I suggest we get. Bang, we get this Leipzig one, or we get this one. We would have got them in to sign players. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what Tuchel himself should be doing. On top of that,
you said sporting director. What's going on? We thought we were going to get one very soon.
We had one.
Yeah.
We had one.
He done exactly the same thing at PSG. He done exactly the same thing at PSG. He done exactly
Yeah.
same thing at PSG. He tried to do it at Chelsea and never worked.
He fell out with what's his name, didn't he? What was Leonardo? He fell out with
can I finish?
Leonardo.
Let me
Right?
finish. Yeah.
Yeah, go
Let
on.
me just,
Yeah, carry on, Certified. Go on.
yeah, let me just finish, bro. And then what's it called?
Yeah.
We all know he didn't like the board. So what he should have done if he was this smart, he would have went to Body, because you know this guy doesn't know much about football. I say direct him on the sporting directors. He feels, keyword, he feels are good for this club. Get them in, because he had lots of time. Do you know what I'm saying, to do it before the preseason? And he was going, oh, I just want to focus on football, bro. This guy doesn't know. This guy doesn't know about football. Why can't you just direct him on? Things would have been more easier. And there were calls that should have been picked up by Rafinha. And what's it called? Because of this, yeah, we missed our like. Remember the Rafinha deal where I think Bowley put in the effort to, what's it called, get him. You look like he was going to Arsenal already. You know what I'm saying? And then we managed to agree £60 million for him, and all it needed was personal terms to be agreed. We all know we don't have the we don't have a sporting director that can do that. But then the key thing was he asked Tuchel to help him out with transfers. Again, he didn't do that. Therefore, he could have just at least called Rafinha. Look at the way Frank Lampard managed to call up Werner and Havertz and get them to come here. Do you get what I'm saying? At the time, there was a sporting director. He just wasn't as good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at the way, Xavi, what's his name? Xavi from Barcelona managed to call up Rafinha. Not even the
He
sporting
called
director.
every player.
Exactly.
He called every player.
Exactly. He called up every player. Why couldn't Tuchel do that? He
Can I
didn't
just-
help.
can I-
He didn't help Bowley. The sacking was on him. Do you
Can
get
I
what I'm
ask you-
saying?
Can I
Yeah.
answer your question? Can I answer
Yeah.
your question?
Yeah.
Right,
of
I'll
course.
answer your question. Right?
Yeah.
You answered part of it anyway, right? At the end of the day, right, Marina and Petr should have been left there, right, to complete the summer at least. Right?
100%.
Right? When we were signing Werner, Havertz, all these players, it wasn't just Lampard who was calling them, Petr was, right?
Exactly.
Because he speaks 6-7 languages, right? The guy is a massive, massive name, right? And if Petr called you, there's-
Chelsea.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, anywhere, right? Because he made his name at Chelsea, but the whole world knows about him, right? Even when he was playing for the Czech Republic, right? So he's a big name, right? And there's a respect value there, right? There's a respect there, right? Same with Lampard when they ring you, right? Old managers always used to ring, right? When we signed Diego Costa, says Fabregas, and what was his name? Luis, the other Luis, not David Luis.
David
the other one.
Luis.
No, but no, not
yeah.
Fabregas,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I know the other Luis. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jose called all of
Phil-
them. Felipe.
Yeah.
Felipe.
Yeah,
Jose
Felipe.
called all of them.
Scolari.
No,
That
it was
was
Felipe.
Felipe.
It's Felipe.
Felipe.
Yeah, Felipe
Yeah.
Luis.
He called
Yeah,
all three of them.
He didn't stay that long. Yeah.
Yeah, he stayed one season, mate.
Yeah.
And he called. I'm having a mental block. Pedro, right? He called Pedro as well, right? A lot of the players that Jose signed, he called them, right? Even the first time round, right? Drogba was lined up before he even took the Chelsea job, right? He said to him one day, "I'm going to have my money because Porto didn't have any money, and I'm going to sign you." After he played for Marseille, right? Against
Yeah, I remember Drogba's story.
and he said, "I'm going to sign you.
No one rated
I want
Drogba.
to sign you. Will you come?"
Yeah, no one
And Drogba said to him, "Yes."
If you remember,
Right?
no one rated Drogba before, even when we got him, no one was sure. But look what he became.
The thing is, Nick, right?
Yeah.
Right? All of them, Brian, Clough, Bill Shankly, all these guys used to ring players, right? They even negotiated contracts. They did everything, right? And they would go back to the chairman and say, so and so wants this much a month or a week or whatever. Is that okay? And the chairman still have to say yes. But they did the negotiations.
They respected the managers.
Yeah.
Those days were
So now I'm
different.
going to answer.
The chairman, the owner, respected Bill Shankly, Brian Cloughs of this world. They said they wanted someone who was guaranteed to go and get him.
I'm going to answer Certified's question
it's
now.
different now.
Let me answer Certified's question. He part answered it himself, right? Tuchel is a tactician, right? Yeah. He isn't, right, someone who knows real talent and top talent. He can't spot talent,
That's
right?
facts.
Right? He can't spot talent, right? And I'll just put there again, Billy Gilmore. The whole world thinks that that's a future star, except Tuchel, right? That's one, right? Gallagher, and he's always trying to convert players for his system. His system will not work in the Premier League, right? Because it's the same as Liverpool, right? It's set on the front three, playing high up the pitch, right, against high-line defences. In Germany, the vast majority of teams play with a high-line defence. They don't really have low-block defences, right? And that's why under Tuchel we couldn't break down low-block defences. We'd always had that problem anyway, right? But under Tuchel, right, he couldn't do it because he was used to his Dortmund, right, attacking, right, high-line defences and getting in behind them with pace. And that's what he was trying to do with us, right? But instead of doing that, you should have been using, right, you should have been using Pulisic, allowing him to use the pace and his skills to get in behind defenders. Same thing with Werner, right? No, let's convert Pulisic to left wing back, right?
Yeah,
he did
that was crazy.
Right? And he kept swapping them round. He kept swapping Pulisic and Ziyech round, right? Putting Ziyech on the left, right? Because it worked one time in the game against Tottenham. He did it one time in the game, right? And it was his assistant who suggested it. And then he kept trying to do that in every game. That's not tactical, right? That's not a tactical change, right? When you're forcing a player to play out of position on the left-hand side so that Pulisic can move to the right, that's not tactics. And everybody...
One second. Adi, you there? Adi? Are you there? Yeah, I'm just going to be 2 minutes. I'll carry on. I'm going to get just have to 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
He's one-dimensional. Yeah, he's one-dimensional, Tuchel, right? And the opposition found him out. I mean, Christ, when he got sacked at PSG, I think they were third place or something, right? Because teams in France and didn't Monaco win the league one year, right? So he wasn't the be-all and end-all even in France. He was found out because he's too one-dimensional, and teams learned how to play, right? Arteta, right, has sussed Tuchel 100%, knows exactly how to use him, play against him, right? He's shown it now, right, 3 times, twice at Stamford Bridge and in that pre-season friendly, right? Tuchel came in, right, took a squad that Lampard, and I'm not a great fan of Lampard, the coach, forget the player bit, right? He took a squad that Lampard got out of the group stage, right? And then he went and won the Champions League, and there was an element of luck because we conceded and lost to Porto. If we'd have conceded that goal 10, 15 minutes earlier, right, we could have gone out because Porto might have won at Stamford Bridge, right? And because they were pushing us back, but we survived. We only drew away to Real Madrid, right, against that squad of Real Madrid, right? They had an attitude problem, right, against Zidane, right? And Ancelotti proved it the next year with the same squad pretty much, right? And we were playing in stadiums without crowds, no hostility, no nothing, right? So yeah, he won it, but he only won 5 of his 7 games in the Champions League, right? And only 1 had a crowd. Then you go to the Super Cup, right? And we drew, right? We didn't win the game. We drew and Kepa had to save penalties to win the Super Cup, right? Then in the final of the Club World Cup, Kepa got us there with his goalkeeping and he dumped on him, right? And it was 1-1 and it was going towards the end and we got a penalty. If we hadn't got that penalty, right, it would have gone to extra time and penalties. So nobody knows if we'd have won it or not, right? But we got lucky getting that penalty, right? He lost 3 finals, all right, without scoring. Leicester lost 1-0. The 2 Liverpool ones 0-0. Okay, it was penalties, whatever. But he still didn't have the tactics or the brain to win those 2 matches, albeit that we were robbed with Lukaku's goal being disallowed when it was a perfect goal. But that's 3 finals, right, where we didn't score. We only scored 1 in the Champions League, 1 in the Super Cup, and 2 in the final of the Club World Cup. That's not conclusive, right? It's not top management, right? He had to go because he's not capable, right, of winning the Premier League. Yeah, because you look at Ancelotti, you look at Conte, look at Jose, right?
Stop. Do you believe that we've had a problem with not updating the squad properly at certain times?
Yeah, right. Well, the thing is, right, a lot of continental teams, right, and that includes Juventus, all these clubs, right, right, they all have a director of football, and the director of football normally chooses who you sign, right, and the manager gives a list, and he says, oh, I want this player, I want that player, and the director of football will decide whether that player is good enough or whatever, right? Not many clubs. You look at Real Madrid, it's usually Perez who does the signings, right? He normally decides, right? Yeah. So I get where you're coming from, right? But the thing is, you can say that, right? But top coaches, just like Ancelotti did last year, right? Yeah. They win with the squad they've got available by adapting to that squad's strengths, right? And you play to a way that squad can succeed, right? Jose came in. The vast majority of that squad was Ranieri's, right? He brought in people to replace Veron, Crespo, and then we had to replace Mutu, right? And he brought 2 players with him, Carvalho and Paulo Ferreira and Thiago, but he only lasted, I think, 2 seasons, right? So he didn't really bring that many of his own players in anyway, right? And he adapted that squad. He looked at the squad, right? He got them in the changing room the first day down the training ground, right? Because he'd already researched his squad. He already knew what his players' strengths and weaknesses were, right? And he said to them, I believe you can be champions, right? The question is, do you believe you can be champions? And do you want to be champions? Or do you just want to plod along? Right? And he built that belief in them. But those players knew he was going to play them in their positions and to their strengths. Right? He didn't try playing Iron Robin and Damien Duff as wing backs, did he? Right? He played them to their strengths. Right? Same thing with Joe Cole. Right? He inherited, right, all 3 of them because Ranieri actually bought Robin and he went back on loan, right, to PSV. And yeah, he came in when Jose came. Same thing with Czech, right? But Jose didn't actually buy those 2, Ranieri did. So he adapted. He went to Inter Milan. He had somebody else's squad there. Look at what he did at Porto without money because he played to a way that he knew that squad would win, right? That's how he played. But Tuchel came in, right, just as he did that as well at PSG. When he took over at PSG, they played 4 at the back, but Tuchel changed it, right? He came in with this idea that his German-style system could win him titles. Now, maybe he could get away with that in France, but I believe the first time he won the title, right, it was with a back 4, and he converted after that, right? But that's the French league. That's not the Premier League with 9, 10 players, teams who can get into the top half, right? And then 4 or 5 teams to the top 4, right? And anybody can beat anybody, right? It's not like it's France, right? But Tuchel should have gone to France and won the league every year he was there with PSG, and he didn't, right? He didn't even win the league with Dortmund. The only thing he managed to win with Dortmund was one German Cup, right? Klopp stopped Bayern Munich winning the league twice, right? And that's the difference. I mean, for me, Klopp's better, right? Even though he's having problems right now, right? It's better than Tuchel. All this BS, like, oh, Tuchel won the Champions League and he was only there 4 years, blah, blah, 4 months, blah, blah. He didn't have to get them out of the group, did he? They were already out of the group. And if Lampard had failed to get us out of the group, would it have been as enticing to Tuchel as if we weren't in the Champions League knockout stages?
Yeah.
Like, I have.
Yeah.
And you're looking at him now, he's getting offered jobs, right? And he's turning them all down, right? Because Tuchel...
Maybe Tuchel will get the England job.
Let's give it to him.
Let's talk about... We've talked about this, about Tuchel a lot. Let's talk about... I want to hear what everyone thinks about the top 4. We were discussing it early on before you come on.
Can I just say this?
United,
my point,
Tottenham.
About the top 4. Listen.
I know your point.
My point of view on top 4.
Yeah, go on, dude.
If we're gonna spend in January, I think that we can push to second. Yeah. My logic is because Arsenal will drop because of their squad depth, right? They haven't got the squad depth to win the league. They haven't got the squad depth to challenge City. Listen, yes, they're doing it right now, but come business end of the season, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. We will be around. I
agree with you. I've been saying that all the time, Deals.
We will be around. We will be around there. Trust me, because Spurs, they're dropping as well. Believe it or not. Spurs are definitely dropping.
Yeah, can I just add on that? Can I add on to that?
Yeah, go.
Or do you want to speak, Nick?
Yeah, go. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead. I'll come after.
Go ahead.
Yeah, people say Tottenham. People can say Tottenham will finish second and above Chelsea, but let's be honest, their football, bro. Let's be honest, their football is way too negative for even top 4. I don't think Conte will do it. I really don't think they'll get top 4 because Tottenham I've been found out now, and the way and it's been so quick, the way they've been found out by teams. Do you get what I'm saying? Although they're parking 10 men at the back, they are still leaking goals. I don't know how that's possible. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Tottenham. With Arsenal as well, I agree with Deals. Like, I do think like Arsenal will actually drop because like they don't have I keep saying this from time and time again. They really do not have that depth. Like, if Jesus saw their first team players get injured, you can't trust no one off the bench to put in the same impact. It's a bit like Chelsea as well. Do you get what I'm saying? But just certain players do it, certain players not.
We've got the squad depth though. We have
right now.
We have the second best
because they don't have any injuries.
We have the second best.
Like I said before, I said it before when Arsenal were flying before the Southampton draw. I said Centre knows what I predicted my top 4, and I'll stick with that. United will get 4th. I mean, City, for me, they've won the league. No one's going to stop City. Then it's going to be us. I'll still say we finish second. Liverpool will come good and finish 3rd. And the battle will be United and Newcastle for 4th. I'll see you. I said United, but Newcastle are coming good. Arsenal, forget them. They will go, go there, go and find Tottenham so that they'll be ready to play for that North London spastic cup. That's what they're going to do. Like always.
I listen.
I'm
All our
saying it, but
lives,
that's
yeah.
what's going to happen.
All of our lives,
Yeah, go
yeah.
on, Jules.
Majority of all of our lives, yeah. Majority. I think it's out of the younger generation, obviously. Our younger generation, Chelsea have been running London, yeah. We
Of
obviously
course.
we've been running, ruining London, yeah. And these
Yeah.
Arsenal fans think they can come out here just because they've been at that top for 2 minutes. Come on, bro. Let's not do this. Let's not even have a conversation with
Wait
them.
till the rough gets going. Wait till they get fixtures away in the winter months.
Yeah, Nick.
And then when Martinelli is going to want his gloves, Saka is going to want his new hat. You know,
Nick White. Come on, Nick White.
you know, I'm
Nick.
laughing, but it's real. Yeah, go on, stuff.
Nick, stop being a comedian. Right? What Dale's just said there, right?
Yeah, but it's true. What I'm saying is
For almost
true.
20 years.
You know,
For almost 20 years, right? We've been the dominant London team.
Exactly.
They can like it or
That's
lump
right.
it, right? They needed a ref to stitch us up in the cup, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, right? They won that league with the Invincibles, okay?
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
less
that's
points.
one of
Yeah, wait. With less points than we won it the following season. People keep going, but they were unbeaten, We lost once to Man City to a penalty, a dodgy penalty, right, with Anelka and
I
Ferreira
remember
running
that.
side by side, right, and both of them falling over, right. There was no foul by Ferreira. It was just a coming together. You could easily turn around and say Anelka fouled him, right. That's the only game we lost in the league, right. Then the following season we won it, right. But even under the Invincibles, if Claudio Ranieri hadn't been a chicken, right, he was a chicken shit. Great, I love the guy, nice man and that, but he was a chicken shit, right? Because in the two games, now listen, Nick, in the two league games, right, he played a central midfield of four, all central midfielders, no width, right? He bottled it, right? And he tried to be over cautious. We lost both games 2-1, right? And all 4 goals we conceded came in from the wing, right? Ashley Cole, Lauren, all these players crossing the ball into the box, and like they were virtually tap-ins, all 4 goals. If we'd have had more balls, right, and played 4-4-2, if you wanted to play 4-4-2, but played with 2 wide men and actually created problems for them, right? Lauren and Ashley Cole wouldn't have been able to get forward as much as they did, right? And you look at the 6 points they got, right? If you take them 6 points off, this is how close things can get. If you took them 6 points off and gave them to us, because we could have quite easily won those 2 games 1-0, right? I'm being serious. I was important, right? We would have won the league by a point, right? But Ranieri rotated too much, right? And he bottled it in the 2 games against Arsenal. He did the same thing.
For me, he was great for us. We were crying when he left. Don't forget. But he was a great manager.
I wasn't crying. I wasn't crying.
I was crying.
Right?
I was crying as well. Stuff.
I went to every game.
Eastern up here when the last game he.
I applauded him, but I didn't cry.
When we sacked him, and he put the Chelsea scarf around his neck, and we were going mad singing his name. But
he was
very
crying.
Emotional.
He was crying. I wasn't.
Sorry.
Right, listen, Nick.
He
listen,
was.
Nick.
Yes. So
listen,
let's
I
go back when we were talking. I know you're saying we could have won the league. He was unlucky to get sacked, finishing second. You know, he was very unlucky. And we were planning to get Mourinho. That's why.
Yeah, that's why they got.
Let's go. Sam, hold on. Yeah, we've only got 5 minutes left because it's nearly 3 hours left.
Listen, Nick. Right? He did the same thing in the second leg. He did the second.
Let's go back to the top 4 right now.
Right now. I don't care.
Stav, hold on. Yeah, let's go back to the top 4 we were saying. Right now,
I don't-
all right,
I
Stav,
don't care.
you can start. Who's your top 4?
Right, look, I don't care, right, as long as we finish top 4. I don't care if it's second, third, or
Yeah, but
fourth.
you must have some prediction.
As long as we finish top
Where's
4.
Chelsea's finishing? So you don't have a particular
Third,
position
third
for
or fourth.
Chelsea.
Third or fourth.
All right.
Right.
Certify.
Right.
Certify.
I never. But one last thing. Under
all right,
Tuchel,
say what you have to say. Yeah.
under Tuchel, I didn't believe we would finish top 4. We were going nowhere.
Yeah, but we did. We can't say we don't know what would have happened.
We were going nowhere.
You're right.
We were going
In
nowhere.
the end,
we lost the team.
In the end, he lost the players. Yes, he lost the dressing room.
So you can't win anything.
Because he was too stubborn. Let's talk about Tuchel another time, because we talked a lot about Tuchel every time we come on.
The reason. But you asked me. No, listen. You asked me about Man U, right? And my point was, and still is, right, is that we're still going to have a lot of problems because of things he did in the summer, right?
Yeah, but
because of
but it's up to us now. January is not far away. It's up to Potter. Forget Tuchel. Wait a minute, stuff. Tuchel's gone. Forget it. He's gone. We have to stop talking about it.
Nick, you're not listening.
No, I'm listening. Hold on a minute.
I heard what you said. I know he's gone.
Let
you
me
want to
finish
forget
what
about
I'm saying.
him? Yeah.
We
I know
forget
what
about Tuchel. Now it's up to Potter to get this team going with the players who are there. Like we said about Tuchel, if you remember, you said the players are there. It's up to the manager to get them going. Like you said before about Tuchel stuff. Now it's up to Potter to do the same. Can he do it? Can he? Wait a minute, stuff. Wait, no, I'm not listening.
Said it already. I'm answering your point. I'm answering your point.
All right.
I'm
just let me say, because if you remember, wait a minute, man. If you remember, we were saying about this for Tuchel. It doesn't matter what players you have there. It's up to the manager to get them going. Didn't you? We all said that. You mostly, and it's up to Potter, but. Let him get a couple of players in. We need some midfield players. Bring in Ruben Neves if you can. But instead you give him the money, go and get a player who can, try and get our attackers going. Because we don't have no one who get the ball to Aubameyang. We don't have no one to create anything anymore. Mason Mount is running up and down, yes, but he can't even cross the ball. What?
He'll go for Trossard. He'll go for Trossard.
Right? Trossard's a good player. I don't mind Trossard.
Nick. All I'm trying to do is say to Chelsea supporters, right, you included, right, because a lot of people have started already, right? You got to give Potter the time because he has to work his way, right? He's got to learn his squad. He's got to.
I'm going to say, I'm backing Potter.
Yep. I'm not on about you, Nick.
All I said lately. Yeah, all I said lately was he got it wrong against United, which he did.
But and I said that myself.
We have to give him time. Yeah, we have to give him time, of course.
But what I'm trying to say,
I'm
Nick,
fed up, Saki, you're fed up. I'm fed up. Saki managers in and out all the time.
I'm not fed up. I'm not fed up.
Structure.
Whatever happens is whatever happens. No, whatever happens is whatever happens.
Saki managers every minute. I want to see us give a chance to Potter.
It doesn't matter, does it? We'll still support them. What I'm trying to say, and I'm defending.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point.
No, I got your point. I got your point, Nick. Nick, I've got your point. Listen, I'm talking to Chelsea fans in general, not you. Shut up for fuck's sake. Right? He still has to work his way through the issues that were left behind the previous coach, including not having a director. Right? So people need to be a bit more patient, right? And not start going,
they're not going to be patient. You see, we lost the points. We lost 2 points. And on Twitter, certify here, They were shouting Potter out already.
I
This
saw
so-called
what
fan.
certified. Listen, I saw what certified put. Right, I even said to certified. Right, I answered him. I think it was on my
Yeah.
other account. Did you post this
Mm.
5 minutes after the game? Right. I know what certified said,
Oh,
but he's young. He'll learn as time
No,
goes
you did.
on.
I'm not
no,
saying he
Right?
said
I didn't say
sack
Potter out.
Potter. He
I didn't
didn't
say
say.
Potter
I'm
No,
out.
you
saying
didn't. No, you
you
didn't.
didn't say.
But you
Well,
said
Sam, who
the
you
When?
listening
performance
to?
wasn't good
When?
enough.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
say
Yeah,
that.
but you
No, I
said,
said
wait
never
a
said that.
minute,
Stamps,
Sam,
please
hold
get the
on.
tweet, please. I was
Yeah,
no.
taking
You
up in
said
that
get
ago.
this right. What I said. I said our so-called Chelsea fans have been posting on Twitter Potter out already, and then
yeah,
fans I can
and on
mention a
Facebook.
big YouTube stream. Wait a minute, big YouTube streamers. I don't want to. I know the names, so I don't want to mention them again because I'm fed up with them. Because they didn't want Tuchel to go at all. They now put as soon as Potter come in, they've been waiting for him to get something wrong so they can shout Potter out, which is wrong. These people, you probably know who I'm talking about. So
Yeah, I know
they
you're
do it all the
talking about.
time. I don't want to
They're
mention the
not
name,
worth,
and there's a big
Nick, they're
name
not
out
worth
there
talking about.
saying,
Nick, they don't
yeah,
even go.
yeah.
Nick, mate, they live in
Huh?
London, right? A
No,
lot of them,
one
and they
does
don't
go.
even go.
Wait a minute. One
Yeah, the
does
one
go.
does.
I met him at Chelsea. I've seen him at
Yeah,
Chelsea every time I go. I've seen him
yeah,
twice now.
yeah. One of them,
I
one
even
of them.
spoke to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but one of
go
them,
on.
Nick, one of them, the channel owner, whatever you want to call them, lives in Ealing and only goes once in a
Yes,
blue moon, right?
yeah.
That's
That's
what I'm
one of them.
saying.
That's
Right?
another one.
He's openly
That's
admitted,
another one.
right? He's openly
Mm.
admitted that when you mention an older manager, right, before Roman, right, or a player, half the time he doesn't even know who they were, right? What I'm saying is
Yeah.
people have to wait because Potter and the players, this is for you, certified, right? Yeah,
I
right.
never
Potter
said
and the
nothing about
players.
him.
Now,
No, he didn't
listen, the
say
Potter
put
and
it
the
out.
players have to learn
He never
about
said
each
put
other.
it out. Yeah.
I never said that, right?
Yeah, go
I
on.
never said he said it, right?
No, no,
He's
no.
more critical. He's more critical of the
He's
players,
more clever
but the
than a
players
lot
have
of
to
these
learn.
idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but the players have to learn what Potter wants from them, right?
Yeah. And you
And
see, anyway, look, we see it in
That's what I keep
training.
saying.
We see the players are happy. We've put, I see it on, I watch them training with Potter and
the
they're
one
all
thing,
happy,
Nick,
joking,
the
laughing
one thing you
together,
can't,
which
yeah,
I
Nick,
didn't see for a long time. Yeah.
Nick, the one
So,
thing
yeah, go
nobody
on.
can complain about, right? Nick, the one thing nobody can complain about, right, is those players are running
Yeah.
themselves into the ground, right? For
Mm.
the manager, the club,
Yeah.
the shirt, whatever you want to call it, which they weren't doing under Tuchel, right?
No.
That was long gone,
Yeah,
right?
they are
Look,
trying now. Yeah.
yeah, right. They are trying, right? With the
Yeah.
exception, even Pulisic when he's come on, last 2, 3, 4
He's
times,
been
right?
great. Pulisic, I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
Pulisic to start against United.
He's
I
showing,
wanted him to
he's
start as
showing the
soon to
player he
drop.
is.
Early, he
He's
was
showing
out
the
of
player he
form
is.
for a lot of games.
Yeah. That he's
For
showing
me,
the player.
Sterling
Yeah,
should have
because
never started. Wait a
yeah,
minute,
because he was
Stav.
being switched from left to right to left,
Yeah, I
fucking
know he was
wing
switched,
back
but
this,
he
wing back
still
that.
wasn't doing nothing. He was invisible against United. You can't be that bad. For me, I told you from the beginning, I didn't want him Sterling at the club. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
saying
no,
throw
no,
him
no,
out right
Sterling.
now.
I haven't mentioned
Yeah, I was the
Sterling.
one against him. And
Nick, what did I
because
say?
that shows. Wait a minute,
Nick,
Stav.
what
Wait
did
a
I
minute.
say? No, hang on. I want to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Right. What did I say in the summer that I didn't have an issue
I
with
told you.
Sterling coming, right?
No,
Right. I
you
didn't have an
wanted
issue with him
Jesus
coming.
instead of
No,
Sterling.
it
That's
wasn't that.
you,
I didn't have an
I
issue with
wanted
Sterling
Jesus.
coming. Yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever, right? My point is that I said before we even came, right, that Tuchel
Yeah.
will move him inside and play him as an inside forward. Sterling, I'm talking about,
Yeah. Sterling has
right?
to be on the wing, on that touchline for me, if he's gonna do
Yeah, that's
anything.
what I
Nick,
mean.
You
But I
know,
said he wouldn't do.
and, it,
Nick,
and he didn't even Potter didn't put him there. He had
Nick,
him coming in, like you said. Put him on the left wing where he belongs and let him do his job.
Yeah, but that's his
He was
strength, Nick.
better when actually
His
he done
strength.
that the one game. He was good. He
Yeah, but the
he was
strength is
right on
coming
that
in.
line. But yes,
Nick,
Yeah, the wingers have to
then
come
you
in
have no.
late. They have to come in
Yeah,
late, right? They've got to get as close to the corner flag as they can before they
that's
start
right.
coming in, right? To provide the width, draw players out, make spaces for the players inside in the box and that to move, right?
Yeah,
And open up
that's the only
things.
position. If you're going to play Sterling, play him as his
But
position,
that's
left
his strength,
wing,
Nick.
nothing else.
That's his strength, Nick. Yeah, that's his strength,
Yeah,
Nick.
that's his. But
Yeah,
why did Potter put him inside? And take
because
Aubameyang
because
off and leave him on.
because
Doesn't make
Aubameyang
sense.
wasn't because Aubameyang wasn't performing, was he? He couldn't
No,
get
it
a
wasn't
hold of the
Aubameyang.
ball.
He wasn't getting supplied with anything.
He had Nick.
But
He had two or
Aubameyang
three
is
times.
in his one
He had
chance
two or
he
three
was score.
times.
He had two
Nick, he had
chances
two or
very
three
hard
times.
it was hard balls
Yeah,
at him.
yeah, but there
No,
was a. No, I'm not
Aubameyang
about
is
chances. Not on about the
he got
chances.
it wrong. Potter got it wrong at that game, we all know.
Yeah,
Three
I said he did.
mistakes, big ones.
I did. I said he did, right?
Yeah, you said he did as well. Sterling
Right.
for sure. For the start to the back three, not playing Gallagher, another point. Playing Ruben with Jorginho, which we know it doesn't work. You try that,
I
it
well,
never works with them. Never.
well, I
You
answered
can't
that.
play them two
I answered
together.
that earlier, Nick. I answered that earlier,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I know you
said.
did.
No, I said,
Yeah.
and I'll repeat, right? We've just come off the back of a load of international games, right? The Champions League has to finish before the World Cup, not in December, right? Then they're going to go off to the World Cup, right? Then they're going to come back and start again, right? I've not even looked at the fixtures to see if they're going to have a break. The last couple of years, what they did is so many teams played one week, then had the next week off,
Yeah,
right?
I got a clue
So
what
that
they're
they
gonna
all,
do.
yeah. So they all got 2 weeks off, right? I don't know if they can do that
Yeah,
this year because of the fixtures. And then March, they've got internationals again. So he has
that's
to.
crazy.
The only way he can learn about his players, right, is by playing them, right, and
Yeah.
rotating them and
Yeah,
learning
which
about
he
them.
is. I'll give him
He has
credit.
to,
I like what he's doing with
and that's the rotate.
Chukwuemeka, with Gallagher. Gallagher was our best player against United.
I'll
For
ask you a
me.
question, Nick. Could you see
Yeah,
Chukwuemeka, right, who
yeah.
I can't say his name properly, I don't think, right?
Chukwuemeka.
Yeah. Could you
Yeah.
see him getting on the pitch under Tuchel
No, he wouldn't
straight
have got
away?
this chance. No, I
Straight
He
don't
away,
wouldn't
that's
see.
even be
one.
on the bench. He
Yeah,
would be with the
he
under
wouldn't have
23s.
tried it.
There's
And
one
look, the
straight away.
guy, he's had Premiership experience.
I
He's
heard,
played
I
for
heard.
Villa in the first
Can you
team,
not hear? Can you
and
not hear me?
he's great talent. And we
Can you not
see
hear
when he
me?
come on, for me, he does every time he comes on, he goes for it.
Can you
We
not
don't
hear
have
me?
many players who do that right now. Yeah.
Can you not hear me?
Anyway,
Yeah.
chaps, I want to. Wait a minute, Stav. Hold on. We have to go in 1 minute.
No, I said
I
that.
want to hear your
Yeah.
finals, and we have to end the show. Hold on, Stav. We have to finish the show now. I know it's been a long time for you. We miss you coming on. Hopefully your phone's working and you'll be with us
No, that's
every
my
time we
tablet.
go on there. Your tablet, whatever. Is your phone okay now? You can. I can send you the link on your phone on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got my phone. I got my phone back. Just send
All
it
right.
to both, right?
I'll send it
So
to
I've got
both
enough.
because I'll make sure you got it. Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
you sent it to blood.
listen.
Hey, Nick.
Send it to Peter's WhatsApp.
Nick.
God deals. Yeah.
Chukwuemeka
Go ahead.
was never approved by Tuchel. You do know that, right?
No.
Yeah, he
of
wasn't.
course. No, that was. He
It was
wasn't.
all
No,
Todd
no.
Bowley. It was all Todd Bowley.
Yeah, no, it was Casadei.
Toboli's team. Yeah, you're right.
No, it was
Yeah,
Casadei. Right?
Yeah,
No, it was
Cassidy.
Casadei. Right, these players were recommended, right, by Neil Bath, right, and the academy because they played against us in the UEFA Youth Leagues and things like that. Right?
Yeah, you're
So
right,
that's who
100%.
Tuchel was.
Yeah.
Didn't let's be honest, right? Tuchel never even treated Chalobah right, did he?
No,
Look at the FA Cup.
no, he dropped him. One
He
mistake
dropped
and he
him.
dropped him. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Chalobah,
dropped him,
and every time
and then
Chalobah
you
has
have to
played,
go.
we've never lost. We haven't lost a
Yeah,
game since
yeah, and
every
if
game he plays.
Chalobah,
Yeah,
yeah, but Nick, he dropped him to play
yeah,
Christensen. Then Christensen, right, shit
yeah, I
his
remember.
pants, right, because he didn't want to get injured. He had the stomach bug, right, and in
Oh
the end, he
yeah,
had to go to Chalobah, didn't he? He had no choice. He does not want any youth in his
yeah.
squad, right?
He didn't
He doesn't
want.
want
He didn't
anybody.
want them. Yeah, it was obvious.
He didn't want
Look
Colwell. He didn't want
now. Look
Ampadu.
at it now. Would it be good to have Ampadu at the club now, or yeah,
Who's the kid?
Ampadu,
I'm having a mental block. Who's
the
that
rest
kid?
of them?
Who's the kid who plays right back, and right wing back? Oh, I can't remember his name. Dion Sterling.
Yeah,
Dion Sterling.
Sterling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Colwill,
No, right side. Sterling. He can play right back,
Sterling, yeah.
right? He can play right wing back, and he can
Dijon
play
Sterling,
right,
Dijon
yeah,
Sterling,
right
yeah,
midfield. This is the
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He said last summer.
Never had a chance.
He's
He's never given a chance.
no, but he
But
said he was gonna.
yeah,
He was gonna add him to the squad, Nick. He said he was gonna
yeah.
add
I
him
was
to the
saying now
squad.
with Porter, Porter will give these youngsters a chance because
How would we call him?
for
You know,
Porter, he knows the experienced players good enough, but he doesn't know these youngsters. So he's
yeah. Do
bringing
you know
them on, and he said
Dion
it himself.
Sterling?
Wait a
Yeah.
minute, stuff. He said
Yeah.
Porter said in his press conference, "I will give every player a chance. It doesn't matter if they're 16 or 33.
Yeah, you have to
They
see
all
them,
going to
obviously.
get a chance." Yeah, and we see Chukwuemeka, which we've been waiting for. We're still waiting to see Zakaria. If we see him, that's a whodunit show. We don't know who did it. Anyway, I want to hear your
It
final
was a
points,
panic.
but we have to end. Yeah,
It was
hold
a
on,
panic,
stuff.
wasn't it? Instead of
Yeah, it
Alvarez.
was. Yeah. Anyway, look, I want to hear your final points, chaps, and we'll be back here on not tomorrow, on what's tomorrow, Tuesday. We'll be back Wednesday to talk about. We haven't even discussed the Salzburg game, which we would have, but we leave that to after the game, after the match tomorrow. We'll be back Wednesday. Talk about Salzburg. Let's hope we get a
2-1
result.
Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be easy. Like you said. It won't be easy. Look at the way they played at the bridge. Salzburg were
Yeah, but
really
that's
good.
why I said 2-1, Nick. 2-1.
You said, wait a minute, let's go.
2-1.
You're saying 2-1 who? Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, I don't know what I'm going to say. Certified, what's your score for Salzburg?
I'm going 1-0.
Yeah, either that or 1-0. It's an odd
1-0
goal. It's
Chelsea.
going to be an odd goal. It's
I
going to be
can
just
just
the odd
sense it.
goal.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Adi, you there?
Yeah,
You
sure,
have-
Nick. I'm here.
Yeah, what's your prediction for Salzburg?
2-0 Chelsea.
2-0, that's
Oh,
good.
one or
I
two
like to
goals
hear
as
the
well.
confidence. And Deals, what's yours?
I'm going 1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, 1-0, 2-0. We had 2-1-0s. Certified, you said 2-1. You said
No, I said
No, I
1-0.
said
or
2-1.
2-0.
I said 2-1.
Oh, you said
But I
yes.
also
I said
said
2-1.
yeah, but I also
Yeah,
said
so we have
it's only going to be an odd goal.
2-1 and 2-0s. Anyone say 1-0?
Nick. Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
What's it
2-1.
called? My friend ages ago sent me a text. I think he redid the song about the Super Tommy Tuchel thing. We got Super Tommy Tuchel
Oh yeah,
into the way he
yeah,
plays. You want to hear it?
yeah,
He's actually funny. It's
yeah.
only for the
Go on,
people who have the
yeah,
humor.
let's hear
Has
it.
anybody watched Salzburg at home in the Champions League? Are they actually comfortable at home?
No, they're very good at home.
No, they're not
Salzburg are
too-
dangerous
good
team,
at
as
home.
I've said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Um,
hard team to beat. They're hard team.
Put it this
Yeah,
way:
go on.
they win their league every year.
I'm
They win their
saying,
league every year.
You know, they
yeah,
showed
they
it. I
do.
mean, Deals, they showed it at the bridge how good they are. Very
that's
good
a good
team.
team.
And don't forget, they had all the youngsters against us. A lot of players were missing, and they still performed. That's how we get a result. Even a draw is
I
maybe,
just hope
it's a good
I just
result.
hope they don't target that right side, because if they target that right side, it's gonna be a
Oh,
long
God.
day.
Yeah,
It's,
wait,
it's gonna be
Yes.
a long day.
Let's
Nick,
be
Nick and Addy and everyone, if you want to hear it, you want to hear it. So he was like, we got
yeah,
Super Tommy Tuchel.
yeah, go on.
He knows exactly what we need.
Yeah,
He was like, and
let's
then he
hear
was
it.
like,
Come on.
and then he was like, what's it called? Thiago at the back, Cucurella at the back. He was a long list of players. Chalobah at the back,
No.
Reece James at the back, Chua at the back.
Yeah.
Oh my days!
Now
He literally
it's
named the
good. Now
whole.
we have
Yeah, it was
super,
all that song was
Alright,
basically
did you
super
not hear
describing
about
players.
him.
Havertz to Man City? Did you not hear about that? Man City want Havertz.
No,
Oh yeah, I
It's
did. But I
because
don't
media
believe.
Havertz
talk,
Some don't
is,
innit?
believe it.
yeah.
It's media talk, innit?
Don't believe
Yeah,
everything,
that's the
youth.
thing.
Yeah, media talk.
Liverpool wanted
Havertz
him.
is
Bayern Munich
Look,
wanted him.
yeah, Havertz is a great player still. You know,
Yep.
he's still young, 21. And he's got, he's just bad form. But when he does play on his day, he can be something great. I still have
That's the
faith in
thing.
Havertz. And this
That's the thing.
drop,
Havertz
why,
doesn't have consistency.
now we dropped him, he could come good after, next game he comes on. That's why you have to look at
But
Pulisic. We kept dropping him, and now when he comes on, he goes, he's a different player. We know
Can I
what
just make
Pulisic can do. We know what Havertz can do. This is it. You have to have faith in your players. Yeah, go on.
Can I just say one thing about
Yeah.
Havertz?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody needs to remember
Yep.
the guy had full blown COVID, right? Same thing with Callum Hudson-Odoi, who was the first player in the Premier League to get full blown COVID, right? You've got all this long COVID effects as well. Nobody really knows how it affects people. I know somebody who's had it, and even now he's not back to normal a year later.
Yeah.
So I know someone who's had it. Right, he was incubated and
You're right.
whatever you want to call it, right? And he come out of it, and it's a year later, and he still doesn't feel right now. So nobody really knows, right? All these people who are
No one knows.
attacking Callum
Havertz.
Hudson-Odoi, right? You have to
Yeah,
remember he had
yeah.
that coming back from a really bad injury, right? Career-threatening injury. So we need patience with some of these players.
That's the
Right? All I'm
problem,
going to say.
Stav. Yeah. Stav, the
Yeah,
problem with
fan
our
base
young
doesn't have
fan
it.
base, not the young
Well,
fan base, we have patience. I have, you have, Johnny, Bobby has,
But then
John Carthy has. Yeah, all these fans I see at the bridge, older fans, they're all completely different. But our young
when
generation, they're quick to judge.
we won our
They're quick
first
to
league,
hate.
Nick,
You know who's
when we won our
who's pushing the Havertz out agenda? You know who that is?
Say that again. What Havertz?
Yeah, you know
Who?
who's pushing. You know who's
it's
pushing
Lewis,
him for
isn't it?
Havertz.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
it's Lewis.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
no.
He's
It's
pushing
Oh
Lewis.
for
yeah,
Havertz to leave.
yeah, you're right. He's like,
He's
No, but
pushing.
me
yeah, he's
personally,
pushing Havertz. Yeah,
me
I heard him
personally,
talk on his show. God, man,
who's
he was
that?
talking shit about him.
Who?
Lewis,
Lewis.
you go on that. You've been on there, stuff,
Oh,
haven't you?
listen,
but
Lewis,
but
Lewis,
No, no.
Lewis is normally good, right? But he's still young,
Yeah, he's good,
and
but
he's
now he's
impatient.
not good. And if you remember,
No,
Deals, last time
he's had
he was putting. Wait a minute, stuff. He was putting hate on Kanti not long ago.
yeah, well,
Last season,
no,
he
but
was
that's
putting a
he's
lot of
young.
hate. Now
wait.
he's
Can
But
I
he's
just
coming
young,
say
to
innit?
Ham.
something?
He's
Yeah,
young.
go on.
Listen,
He's young
all,
and
But then
all
we
stupid.
we,
live in this.
Yeah.
We live in this world of football where we
Yeah,
can't criticize players, and whenever we criticize players,
No, but
it's
it's
called
all right. You
we're not
can
patient with them.
criticize,
35,
but you don't go on
35.
your show. Wait a minute, stuff. You don't go on stream on your show and say bad things. Criticize, yes, so he's not playing well, but
I
Yeah,
now
don't
but
he's
some
watch him.
people
becoming
do,
shit.
and they're
Get this
mistaking
shit
it
out
for
of my time and all this
when we just
rubbish.
want our players to be
No,
good.
wait a
Because
minute,
Listen,
sir. Wait
but
a
it's not only
minute,
the
you.
young. It's not only the young fans. No, it's not the
It's
young fans that do
mostly,
it. Most
yes,
people.
certified,
I
you're
know,
wrong. Mostly,
That's the
all right, it's
thing.
not you, but mostly is
Yeah.
a lot of young fans and so-called fans on Twitter. It's not the fans who go to Chelsea Stamford Bridge. You know, even
No.
they sing Jorginho all the time. People too much hate on this Twitter,
Yeah,
Jorginho,
majority,
on the streams.
majority,
You know, on the
majority.
streams.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
obviously I'm friends. I'm
yeah,
friends with Lewis. Yeah, I'm friends with Lewis. Yeah, he
yeah. I
has some
know you
good
are. Yeah,
points. Yeah, he has
I
some
know
good
him.
points. Yeah,
I've met him. I've
yeah,
met
yeah,
him, like at Chelsea. I've met
yeah.
him as well. He's a quiet boy. He's all right, but you shouldn't say a lot of things he does say. That's why I
I
like
look,
Deals.
Nick, most channel,
Yeah,
what you call content creators, right? They do it anyway. Let me just say this: certified, you can
yeah.
criticize, right? But it's got to be
Mm.
sensible, right? And it's got to be considered, right? And like I just said about Harvard, none of us can know, right,
Mm.
what him and Callum Hudson-Odoi, right? Other players have had COVID in our squad,
Mm.
but it was that weak-assed one, right near the end. But even that is causing problems for some people, right?
Yeah.
You got to stop and think before you throw the criticism, right? Like earlier on, right? I mentioned Jorginho. I don't want him in my team, right? I don't want him in my
Yeah, but
team.
doesn't mean you gotta.
But I
You
gave
don't say
reasons.
you get the
No, I
sort
didn't say
out
get
of
him
it. I
out.
know.
I didn't say get him
Yeah,
out.
that's what I
I
mean. But
said,
some fans, a
I
lot of fans
said,
have been saying
yeah, but I said
it's a
why I
bad
don't want
thing.
him in the team. Because he's not
Yeah,
suitable
that's
for the
different.
Premier League,
Yeah.
right? I've
Anyway,
always given
chaps,
reasons.
we've been on air 3.5 hours now. We have to end it. Thanks for all of you who come on, Stav. Deals, your first time on our stream.
Thanks for letting me come on, Nick.
Thanks for coming on.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on again
always.
then.
When, you know,
I'll come again.
yeah, of
I'll come
course,
again
Deals.
soon.
I told you, I told you a million times. You're welcome all the time. Yeah, we need
Where's
people
my
on
mate
the
Dan gone?
panel. Sorry,
Nick, where's
is
my
that
mate
yeah?
Dan gone?
Oh no,
Super loud
Danny,
Dan.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know where he got to, but I told
Shame.
him, you know, I don't know where he got to, but he was talking really loud. I told him you have to be more. So put your mic down, and he left. I don't know. He got the hump. I
Wait,
don't know.
before we end the
But
stream,
you
can I
know,
ask
you can't
everyone a
go on
question?
shouting.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he was
listen, Nick.
shouting too loud. You know, I know.
Nick,
Stuff. I know
his
what.
problem. Nick, his
Yeah.
problem is,
Anyway,
right?
yeah. Go
I
on.
don't mean this insulting, right?
No,
But he's another one of these young guys who's been going since 2000,
he's
whatever it is,
he's not
right?
young. He's
But,
40. He's 40 something. He's not
yeah, but he
that young.
openly admitted. But he openly admitted on another channel that he only started going in the, like 1999, 2000, something like that, right?
Oh yeah, I think you're. Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah. But the problem is, right? He wants to spout too much shit to make him look good or sound good, right?
It
You
doesn't
know
make him
full
look.
well. Yeah, but
It doesn't make him look good. He thinks he does, but he
listen.
doesn't. And
You know
Yeah.
I
full
told
well.
him. Yeah, go on. Yeah,
You know full well, right? Was it the Brentford one preview, whatever, right? He said
yeah.
that Steven Gerrard had got sacked
Oh, God.
after Sunday. Right? And he said, my mate, listen,
No,
Nick, my mate
yeah, I
told me, he
know.
rang me up,
I
and he
didn't
said that
know what you were. I thought I thought it
Gerrard
was true.
got sacked on
Yeah,
Sunday. He got sacked on fucking Thursday, not Sunday. Right? Right? That's when he got sacked.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah,
Don't come in with these bullshit fucking
he
stories.
rushes
Look,
to say something, you know, which is not true.
Stuff, you bet.
But I told him today, you know, he's all right. The guy's always a Chelsea fanatic, but you know,
he's loud.
he shouts. He doesn't talk. You
Yeah,
can't
Stuff,
shout too loud.
You better
Yeah.
pray that he doesn't take this badly. I'm being very honest.
I don't give Dan.
Oh my days.
I better pray
No,
Dan
you
don't take
know.
it badly. I don't give a shit. I
Yeah,
don't give a
No,
shit
Stat
about
doesn't.
Dan.
yes, bro.
Stat
I've
says
talked
his
my talk
point.
at certain streams, yeah, and I've said
Yeah.
certain things, yeah, but I've said certain things to opposition, yeah, and the opposition
Yeah.
keeps on talking rubbish to me. And one Arsenal fan called me a cunt. Yeah, they call They call me a cunt,
Well,
and I had an
yeah,
argument
that's
with them.
nothing new, deals. God.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
Nick
used
Blue.
to call me so many things on Louis channel. I had big fights with Alex and on Jim's channel with Johnny Boy. We used to fight. Not
Yeah.
fuck.
Not
This
even
was
that. What's
nothing.
it called? Nick
We had
Blue. There
real
was a time.
fights.
Nick Blue.
Do you
Yeah,
know Johnny? Do you know Johnny Stuff?
yeah. I met. There's
Probably.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
don't
Pascal
know
know.
knows
Johnny.
him.
I
No,
probably
Deals,
will
remember.
avoid him. Right, look, you just
Now
keep
you
it
know
straight,
Johnny
right?
Boy Blue. Johnny Boy Blue
You keep it straight and you
is a
keep it.
Mason Mount fan. That's
That's the thing.
Chelsea. He supports
Bro,
Mason Mount.
bro, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I watched that argument he had
He,
with Lewis, and I was embarrassed. It was embarrassing, bro. Do you know what he said?
who?
There was this
Me
thing
or
he was
Deals?
talking about. He was talking about how Mount impacted Havertz's goal. He was talking about how they combine, but we're really what's it called, bro? He was talking about saying Chilwell was the one who assisted Havertz, and he said this: if Mount didn't stand in that position, that goal doesn't happen. But he did not even assist. He didn't do nothing. So what? I'm like, whoa, is this guy big? And he was like, did you see Mason Mount's run into this thing? If that run doesn't happen, bro, those are
But he
the
says stuff.
arguments.
I think he only says stuff for certain reasons.
But
And
his
there's a lot of
arguments are
reasons.
weak for Mount. That's
No,
the
there's
problem. You
no.
can love Mount, but
He's
if you're
doing this Mount Hive or whatever for the views and
For
for people
sure.
to view yeah for
that's the
Yeah,
show.
problem.
that's why
That's the
And
thing.
ever
Deals,
since, let
you're
me tell you
right.
something. And ever
Sort of,
since
I
he's got
told you
his
this
new YouTube channel,
before.
wait, ever
Oh,
since he's got his
Certify, I told you
what
before. I know Johnny a long time before, 4 years now. He does it
exactly?
to get all these followers he has, and he has thousands. He has at
Yeah.
Yeah, I
least
Who's
know.
5,000
Johnny?
followers on Twitter.
Who's Johnny?
And now, wait a
The
minute,
minerals guy.
Certify.
Oh,
Wait a
him.
minute. And
Why
so
didn't you
it's
just say
okay.
minerals?
Yeah,
Why didn't you just say
yeah,
minerals?
Johnny Minerals. Anyway, wait,
Yeah.
let me talk a
It's
minute.
all.
Because he ain't got
It's
it.
all
He ain't
about
got the
5
minerals.
minutes
Wait,
That's
of him
why.
wait,
earlier on.
stuff. Certify, hold on a minute.
The minute
Let
he
me tell you
says
Johnny's story.
Mason Mount, the
Well,
minute he
let's let
says
Nick. Let
the,
Nick.
the,
Let's
Wait,
let
can
Nick
you
talk.
finish? Let me finish before I'll mute everyone. Yeah. Look, so he's got thousands of followers on Twitter. Used to do spaces, only spaces, and it was packed there. I used to go on there and talk even, but I ended up fighting with him on streams on James' channel in the beginning, then Louis's. Everywhere we met, we fought because all you talked about was Mason Mount. The problem is when Mason bad game or he missed a penalty, now Mason Mount was man of the match, always. And he's still the same. Then he recently opened his channel, YouTube channel, Johnny Minroots.
Is he English?
And what's he do?
yeah he is
Yes,
he
he's
is he
English.
is.
I met him at Chelsea stuff.
I've
And
seen him. I've
I
seen him.
told you something about him. Yeah, you've seen him. And I met him at the Brentford game, at the protest before the Brentford game. He was there watching the game. I met him after the match. What did he do? Why did I go over to him? Because he got a bit of cardboard from the floor, scribbled on it. He scribbled Ricketts out. He wasn't at the fucking protest, yeah? And he wasn't there. And he done that to go on that stupid Chelsea fan TV, Louis and all the rest of them, to put that camera and talk like, oh yeah, I come here for the protest, this is my banner, all this rubbish. He's a fraud, biggest Chelsea fraud I've ever seen in my life. And if I see him again, he better watch out because I'm after him. I'll say that
Listen, guys. Listen. Yeah. It's
You
perfectly
calm
okay.
down, bro.
It's not funny. It's not funny. This is serious. And he's an idiot,
Nick,
a
it's the way you were
complete
saying it.
idiot. And other idiots who subscribe to him, thousands of them, they're all fucking idiots, all of them. So, yeah, keep
look.
up Johnny Minerals.
Look. Right. Some people don't have a sense of reality, right? Mason was in
This is nonsense.
Mason was
That's
in
not
bad form at
reality.
the beginning. Listen,
Forget that. I'm not going to. We're going to finish now. Stuff. Hold on.
Mason
We'll be back on Wednesday. We
was
have
out
to
of
finish.
form at the
Hold on.
beginning, for the season. But he's
You
still
forget Mason Mount's all right. I love Mason Mount. According to this Johnny boy, you can't say a word about Mason Mount. All right, so
I've
forget
criticised
it. I don't
Mount.
want to go into it now.
Another
No,
criticize
we're
his Mount,
finishing
not proper
now.
Chelsea.
Stuff. Hold on. I'm putting Luis Alcala to go out in a minute. Yeah, so thanks for coming on. We'll be back Wednesday. And yeah, thanks. Deal's first time. I want to see you here on every stream if you can.
Yeah, I'll come here.
And
I'll come
you're
here.
not certified and stuff.
You better
I
not be
will
on
send
when
you
I
the
have
link.
to play.
Sorry?
You
No,
better
I
not be on when I have to
that's
play. It's
they're
Wednesday.
playing
It's all right.
tomorrow.
I'll watch it with a, I'll watch it with the sound down.
Liverpool, yeah.
Don't
Stuff. When's the last time you
Okay.
went to a Chelsea game?
Let's go out. You lot can stay back
A long
stage
time
and talk.
ago.
Let's you have to go.
I went to I moved to Cyprus in 2007.
Yeah.
I went to Olympiacos,
Yeah.
right, in 2008.
Yeah.
Then I went to
chaps.
Apoel game.
Stuff. Hold on. You can
Apoel
talk.
game over there.
Hold on a minute. We have to finish the show. Stuff, please.
Yeah.
Who put this idiot on here? Anyway, we're gonna go out now. We can talk backstage if you want. Yeah, thanks, people,
How do you
whoever
talk
joined us.
backstage?
Everyone, stuff, please. Everyone in the chat who followed us came into the chat. I know there wasn't many, but the ones who did, thanks a lot. Thanks to our great panelists as ever. Certified now. Adi, my co-host, co-owner, is still here. Yeah, Adi, I'll let you have a word after. Yeah, you have a word now,
Yeah,
Adi.
yeah,
Before,
yeah,
yeah, sorry.
yeah. I wanna start by thanking everyone for making the shows. Everybody that came on the chat, our panelist, Sarified, a nice dude, always making sure he's on this stream, even when I'm not on the stream. I really owe him a lot. I've not been on his channel pretty much, but I'm in Africa, I'm in Nigeria. We know the situation right now in Nigeria, flood and every other thing. So I'm probably gonna put more effort by going to his show stuff. I say a big welcome back. We've missed you a lot. I keep asking of you from Nick. I keep asking of you every time. You make the conversation more interesting tonight. I couldn't have asked for more. And Delax, welcome to the stream. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you on the stream. It's been great talking about Chelsea, talking about football with you guys. Hopefully Chelsea beat Salzburg tomorrow. Nick, my co-host, a very big up to you. You've been a great man, a father figure, and I can't just know what to say about you. A very wonderful and amazing person. Thank you very much. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Adi.
Have a nice day. Yeah.
Dales,
Yeah,
come back
thanks.
on Wednesday. Come back on Wednesday,
Yeah, of
Dales, and
course.
ask
Yeah, we're
ask
back
the question.
Wednesday stuff. Yeah, anyway,
Dales, come back Wednesday and ask the
yeah.
question.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, wait a minute. You can talk backstage. Anyway, chaps, people, thanks a lot
No.
for watching us.
Let him come on
Wait a minute.
Wednesday and ask his question, because it'll make the show interesting again, won't it?
Yeah.
What question?
When did I last go to Chelsea?
You? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
2010, something like that.
I don't know
because
when you.
I'm disabled and I can't travel now.
I know he doesn't know that. Anyway,
And
yeah,
I'm
we
yeah.
can ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
come back on
understand.
Wednesday, Dales. Ask the question, and I'll give you
Yeah.
some background. All right.
Okay.
Right. Speak to you all Wednesday.
Anyway, yeah.
Wednesday.
Anyway,
In a
chaps.
bit stuff, yeah.
Dales,
Anyway, chaps.
is your Twitter?
Yeah.
Is your Twitter Dales CFC?
Yeah.
All right, I'll follow you.
I have to.
Cool,
Yeah, I have to
cool.
find that. Yeah. You have deals. Yeah, I don't know. Find your Twitter somehow. I'll find it now. Anyway, listen.
Yeah, I need to find this.
Yes, people. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna please. We're finishing now. Sorry for 1 second. Thanks for whoever come on. Like I said a million times. Yeah, and God bless you all. And Adi, play us out with the greatest song in in football history, the best song
Okay,
ever
man.
in the world, Blue is the Color.
Okay,
Play,
man.
please.